Hello, my name's Heinrich, and I'm the world number one Warno player. I know that says 5 there, but these are 4 of my alt accounts. So, this is a 1v1 competitive guide from the rank 1/4 player, depending on how schizo I'm feeling, to the Polish Airborne Marine Division, also known as Donkey Kong. So, before we get started, I have a poll. There's a poll here. It'll be linked in the description. I'm just using the same one for every video, so they'll build on top. Just fill it out if you haven't already. And the idea is, which division should Hippie make a full guide on next? And I'm not going to say whichever one comes first will be the exact next one, because obviously I need to play these things a bit in advance. This poll, the 2Y guide hasn't come out yet, right? It's coming out today. The channel members got it like a week early. Where the hell is it? There's a HDR one, and there's a 2Y one, which is here. And, it'll be coming out today, so channel members get it a week early. I think I already said that. And the poll is linked below that, and it'll be linked below this. And anyway, so Polish Donkey Kong. First things first, if you are not, or I suppose this is now the second thing, given that the first thing was the poll. I suppose the first thing was that. Anyway, if you're not good at the game, don't play this division. If your micro isn't really, really good, don't play this division. I'm not being funny about it. This is one of the hardest divisions in the game to play. Well, one of the hardest, not the hardest. That would probably be MBAD or 101st US Airborne, I think. Maybe. Simply because of the way they play, not because of how strong or weak they are. This is one of the hardest divisions in the game to play. Maybe 152Es. Anyway, I've really messed this up. Why would anybody watch this? Like I said, not enough sleep. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going through the deck in excruciating detail. I've played 10 ranked games in a row of these guys, and I played a 10v10 game. So we'll go through the deck in excruciating detail, why every single unit is there, what it's useful for, and then there will be examples. So if you check the timestamps, you'll see all the examples. I don't know if I'm going to go through all 11 of them or whatever, right? But each example will have a specific or a few specific talking points for me to say, look, this is what happened here and this is what I did about it. In terms of a general overview, these guys, they're an airborne division with a marine component. So they're quite heavy for an airborne division. You get very big artillery. You get, the biggest artillery in the game, basically. The 203mm class of artillery is the biggest. And, sorry, I'm just messing with that. So you get heavy arty, and you get, you get a bunch of infantry and stuff, right? You get lots of planes. The weaknesses are you're quite weak against medium tank divs, and if the game goes too late against a heavy div, you're probably going to lose. And you've got no good ATGMs. Your best ATGMs have 17 AP, and that's the Unspeakable and the Malyutka P. You do have a couple on the helicopters. So you struggle against heavy armor. You struggle more against medium armor because you've got nothing that one shots a medium tank, even on the side armor, and so that they can just sit there and pummel you with 10 rounds a minute per Leopard 1, right? So that's not great. But if you can play super well, the div's pretty good. You have to use your air to kill enemy heavy tanks, but the main thing is just smoking the crap out of everybody, and we'll get to the Whoop ATZ, the Nebelwerfer, the smoke thrower, right? If you're not good at micro and if you're not good at smoke, you're not going to do well with this division, right? So that's just straight up. So let's dive in tab by tab. First things first, you need 3 cards of supply. In some of the example games, I tried playing without it, and I ran out of supply really, really quickly. And that's because this is very supply hungry. As are the rockets on your helos, right? Stuff like this. Well, okay, I mean, it depends how much you're using them. But basically, this thing's going to drain all your supply. The coffin launchers are going to drain all your supply. The pions, if you actually want to be able to use them, you need the 3 cards of supply. You can run out of supply quite quickly, and that did happen in one of the games against Star. And we'll be covering that in the description. So, CVs, let's talk about the CVs first. because you need 3 cards of supply, you basically need every single thing I've put in the deck, and because of that, you can only really have 5 CVs, which is a shame. So you know this is a 1-point slot, and this is a 3-point slot, so I can't swap this out for this one, for example. So the reason I bring this, even though it's so expensive, is because it's 3 per card, and none of the other ones are 3 per card, right? So that's why I bring it, even though it's really expensive, because otherwise I'd have 4 CVs, and then that would be absolutely abhorrent. So yeah, it's rough not having enough CVs, but it is what it is. And then 3 cards of supply we spoke about. Your options are big heli, which is nice for resupplying your own helicopters and your big arty pieces. But mainly I bring it because I can't get 2 of these, which is a big boat, which carries 1,500 supply. Right, it's always 6,000 in a card. It just depends how much the individual unit is carrying. This is, if you lose this, you're going to be very unhappy. So keep it safe. This is more for like supplying stuff a bit closer to the front line, right? And this is for at the front line, because if this dies, you don't care. You got 12 of them, 500 supply in a thing. So ideally, this will refill this, and this will refill this. Ideally, infantry. So in terms of the infantry CV options, you'll notice I don't have any forward deployed CVs. That's because you don't need them, and they're a waste of time. I would much rather have as strong a deployment as possible. And look, this is 50 for a nice CV. If I get this, the cheapest airborne deployed one is 85, right? Which means I'm paying 105 in total, and that's bad, because, for 10 points more I could get one of these, do you know what I mean? And then this is this is another forward deployed CV, and it's 100 points. And this is only 3 strength, so I don't bring this one. So that leaves this one. And, on this case, right, if this was 3 per card, like the 11E one, I'd bring it, but it's not. So I bring this one, even though it's more expensive, right? The idea is you open with 2 of these. You open with 2 of these basically every time. You can open with 1 if you want, but you're not getting airborne forward deployed advantage, and that's fine, because the idea is you're going to take the middle zones for congestion, and you'll get the airborne forward deployed advantage that way, and you really want to be taking those middle zones as opposed to just faffing about spending 240 points on CVs at the start, right? Or 170 or whatever. This is 140 for 2. The Naibski Beretti guys, so they're a decent squad. I mean, 70 points. I don't know if they are 12 strength, right? But the guns don't fire on the move, the machine guns. They don't have that many machine guns and stuff. They are resolute. They're a nice squad, okay? It's just they cost a lot. But this is basically your line fighting inf. Like if you actually just need a line infantry squad, this is it. You'll notice there's no real cheap infantry, and that's what airborne divisions are like. There's no real cheap infantry. I suppose this would qualify. We'll discuss why this is not in the deck when we get over here. The Commandozi, they're nice. I bring it in the Hilo. So basically, Special Forces benefits more from maximum veterancy than other squads. So if you look here at the Unspeakable one, right? This gives you like stress recovery, accuracy, aim time and stuff, whereas the Special Forces guys, they get plus 30% rate of fire, which is crazy, plus 16% accuracy, plus 40% stress resistance, really good stress recovery, and crucially the movement speed goes up on Special Forces for transports and for infantry, but not for helicopters. So it's very much worth 2 vetting these, and frankly, I never run out of infantry. I played 11 games, I lost 1, and I didn't run out of infantry. So, yeah, keep these at max vet, and they're in the sock holes because it's really nice to have some heli reinforcing infantry, because basically you're going to be fighting past the midpoint of the map, right? And you're going to be attacking left, you're going to be attacking right, forwards, backwards. The idea behind this division is that you always need to be mobile attacking, right? Attacking on the move, going around the sides, constantly, the whole game, right? If you don't do that, your enemy can constitute a blob, and you'll see this in a couple of the games, and the blob moves towards you, and it just kills all your guys, because you don't have any heavy stopping power, right? This is your strongest ATGM. So you cannot allow the enemy to get a blob and use it, right? You must constantly, I mean, he will still do it, but the idea is the blob will be smaller and his attention will be divided, which helps you with side shots and stuff, because you're constantly attacking him on the left, attacking him on the right. You will see that in every single one of the example games, apart from the 10v10, where that's, it's not really possible. Well, it's not practical because there's people everywhere. Unit density is very high in 10v10. The Betis squads, decent squads, 9 strength. You're paying for it, right? But yeah, these guys also 17 AP ATGM, right? And yeah, they're nice in towns and stuff. Like this can shoot in forests. This is because like look 14, 14. This is your best infantry AT, which brings us to this squad. Which I bring at 2 vet because you get 9 at 1 vet. You definitely don't need 9. And this has double AT. Now, basically, this is your best AT because it's 18. I mean, obviously there's stuff in the heli tab, but this is the only infantry unit that gets 18, to my knowledge. I suppose these guys get it as well, and I bring them as well, right? 18 means you can one-shot BMP too. But the idea is basically this div is weak against armor in forests, right? And so if somebody puts a T-72 in a forest and drives it up to you, you need this. Otherwise, he's just going to kill all your guys. Now, there's not a specific example of somebody doing that, but if they did, it wouldn't work. I do remember specifically this guy, 12 men, resolute, Mega Marine squad, trying to take out a BMP-2, and it took him a very, very long time. He almost lost the fight. So you need this. You need this squad because otherwise people are going to abuse. Most players won't because they don't like driving their tanks in forests because you get hit once, you lose your cohesion, and then they side shot you, and it costs so much. But yeah, this is the antidote to people who are smart enough to recognize the weakness of your division and counter it by driving heavy armor up to you. So you need this. The unspeakable one, this is the air because it's airborne marine. So you'll notice some of the units don't have forward deployment because they are marine. Some of them do because they are airborne. So this is, marine, marine, airborne, 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 airborne. Then you've got the marine unspeakable one. Now, I bring this in the Topaz SPG-9 because it can actually be quite useful. You might just say that's not worth the money and just get it cheaper, and that way you can have more ATGMs. But I actually, because if I need an ATGM there fast, I bring this one, and there's 8. So it takes me a long time to run out. And I've also got 7 more here. If I need to defend the ground, right, like defend a flank, this is a very nice combination for 90 points because this hits the vehicles and this hits the infantry. There's 2 SPG-9s there, that's 20 rounds a minute. The enemy infantry dies pretty quickly. The issue is if they're in AT range, they're going to mess you up, and it's 40 points. You need these. These are also for anti-infantry. If you're not spamming MMG teams in November 2025 or December by the time I guess the non-channel joiners speak about this, it's probably time for me to thank the generous channel joiners, generously joining the channel. They get their names on the screen, they get the videos early, they get members exclusive videos. They'll get this one, quite a bit early, I think. Usually it's about a week early, sometimes more, sometimes less. Sometimes like a lot more. Anyway, thanks for watching the video. Thanks for supporting the channel. This is my sole source of income. I'm trying to make it work. I'm currently just below kind of, viability. But we'll see. We'll see. Otherwise, please just like the video. It's free. Makes YouTube recommend it to more people. Anyway, you should be spamming MMG teams. These are great because they come at 1 vet, right? So you could get this for 5 points less, but you lose the forward deployment. You do gain resolute, which means that you could get away with having a no vet, but honestly, I'd pay 5 points more to just get 1 vet on all my PKMs, and I open with them. Because they're Marines. They're airborne. These are the Marine ones. Then we've got the triple flamethrower. Now, this is the sort of the most controversial part of the tab. This is probably where I'd say, look, you know, if you want to do something different here, you can bring these guys who have AT and satchels, which is cool. So if your micro's not so great and you find your sapper teams are getting caught out and killed, you can bring these guys. And they've got their own AT, which isn't very good, but it'll make the enemy tank shut up because 300. Basically, you have 500 suppression mana, and so one of these you're low cohesion, and it usually stuns you. Stun's done on a RNG roll past certain points. So once you lose a certain amount of cohesion, it does a roll to see if you get stunned or not. So you will stun check the enemy with basically any AT in the game. Well, any infantry AT in the game. So yeah, this okay, but these guys have 3 flamethrowers. So the way I see it, you know, my micro's decent. They're never by themselves. They're always with, you know, one of these or one of these or, you know, maybe a meta squad. And so I don't have that problem. And they are the premier anti-infantry squad because they literally have 3 flamethrowers. So they're pretty nice. The SPG-9, this is core. You absolutely need this. You absolutely need this. It's such a huge part of the division. Basically, it's forward deployed. I bring it at 1 vet because I like to buy as many as I can and just send them around the sides for the whole game. But the idea is, and you'll see this in the examples, linked in the description, you get this and you put 1 on every road, or, you know, you pick a few roads that you don't think the enemy's going to be on, go down those roads, and you've got forward deployed AA behind it, and yeah, you just get behind him, sniper CV, sniper reinforcement, he sends over a helo, forward deployed AA, which is this, just kills it. So it's very, very funny. It's very, very funny. Very, very necessary because, like I said, if the enemy is allowed to build up a blob and run it at you, you lose. You have to constantly be harassing him. If you get into a drawn-out game, like, honestly, in the vast majority of games, I never buy these. If you get to the point where you have to buy this, it's not looking good. So, in most cases, right? So you have to be going around the sides. You have to be applying pressure. This really helps in the opener. 1 on every road, more or less. And sometimes you can double them up to, like, you know, make sure, because they've got quite low accuracy, right? And, yeah, breakthrough, harass. Artillery, so basically you really, really struggle against heavy tanks because, as we've spoken about, 17 APA TGMs, no conkers, right? No conkers, certainly nothing like a TOW 2. So these two, so this is a downgraded Malka. It's actually a lot worse, because if you compare it to the Malka, what was the other one called? Pion or something? I was literally just looking at it. 2S7, yeah, Pion. The Malka fires 3 rounds in a salvo, whereas you only fire 2. And you have less ammo, which is kind of a pain. And so your effective fire rate is 2/3, and it's only 20 points less. And you'll find that that 3rd round really helps. So that's not great. And you'll notice like the aim time and the reload time are identical. It's a shame, really. I mean, if this is Marine, why isn't it Resolute? Anyway, so that is a problem. But it's the best you've got, and if you end up in a static front going into the late game, you'll be glad you have both of these. Honestly, in the examples, there's very, very few times I've bought 2 of these because usually you want to be harassing the front line, sending units around the side. Like if you've got some breathing room for a second, it's usually better to just buy a fresh bundle of units. You know, one of these or one of these, or even one of these that can go around the side and annoy the hell out of people with the double SPG-9. One of these, a bit of AA, right? Maybe this, right? It's tracked, so it's a bit slower, but... And you go around the side and you attack in a new area, right? You harass a new thing. So generally, I tend not to buy these, but it's nice to have the option because 2 of these put together can kill a heavy tank. If they fired 3 rounds, it'd be way better at doing it. This is the crowning glory of the division, and if you're not using this, then you shouldn't be playing this division, because there are other divisions that basically do everything better. So, apart from this, this is a Neville Werfer, right? And it can fire smoke. It can fire smoke, and it's 4 per card. This actually has, all 4 of them put together, right, would be 260 points. They actually have more DPS than a grad, significantly more. The issue is you have to constantly micro them for the whole game. You're microing 8 units for the whole game if you've got 4 of these plus the transports. You have to constantly move them. It can shoot smoke, and the smoke basically if you just like if you've got supply next to it, obviously you should move it between every single volley or it'll just explode. It's only got 2 HP, right? Because it's a mortar. Even like a towed big gun would have like 5 or 8 or something. This is 2. It will just explode. It's very hard to keep alive if your enemy actually wants to kill it. But yeah, if you just constantly smoke an area, it can maintain a patch of smoke if you're reloading it, because the smoke doesn't fade until it shoots the next one. Because it starts fading after, just over 60 seconds, I think. And so you can basically constantly maintain a patch of smoke with 1, which is great. Maintains a nice big patch of smoke. And honestly, if you get all 4 of them, you can just hit an area like it's a grad. And this is why you need the 3 cards of supply. Honestly, the reason I'm not bringing these is because I'm usually bringing these. But generally, you tend not to buy the artillery. Yeah, so if you look at because it's only 8 rounds, it reloads in 40 seconds. Whereas this 40 rounds reloads in 130 seconds. And you might say, well, that's not fair, right? His should reload in 200 seconds. The thing is, you got 4 of them reloading simultaneously. So you basically have a grad every minute. If you've got all 4, you have a grad a minute. Which, compared to what is basically a grad every 2 minutes. Do you see the point? Right, so this is the advantage that this division has, that no other division this is the only thing that's like this. And if you're not using it, then you just shouldn't be playing this div, because that's the whole point of this div, right? You build your strategy around this. Oh, well, okay, that's not true. It's a very, very powerful tool, and you should be using it. It's very hard to use, but that's the crowning glory of this division. Tanks, another funny thing that it has are these coffin launchers. So basically, these are mine clearance devices. It's like a plastic explosive in this big long tube, shoots the tube explodes, and then you can drive through the minefield. In this game, there's no minefields. You just use them against infantry in buildings. It's really, really funny. Or infantry in forests. It's really, really funny. So this is your kind of town siege engine, right? If you're fighting on Two Lakes Duel, I've got an example of using that. Stoneware Duel, I've got an example of using that. 2 even. Valley Duel in the forest, you can use it in forests as well. Really nice piece of kit. In the 10v10, this is big. For the 10v10, you should basically just buy all 3 and just spend your whole game using coffin launchers in a town somewhere. That's basically the 10v10 strat. T55A, I mean, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. It used to be a lot stronger, but the price went up. Now it's still it's at the correct price. It's basically at the correct price. Basically, you can get close range side shots on enemy tanks, and you can use it to shoot infantry, defend against infantry. Generally, I don't buy a lot of these. ASU 85, honestly, I could do with 2 vet in this. There's in like 0 games did I buy more than a few of these. Like you could say, because if you desperately want your 3 APs, you can get 2 more CVs, or I wouldn't get any more planes, honestly. But you could get 5 more helicopters. You could get rid of these. It's just I'm not getting rid of them because sometimes you just need something that can take a hit and shoot back. You just need something that can do that. And basically, if you're against like guys who are mega ranged on you, you just hide behind a building, wait for them to come a bit closer, come out and shoot them. This thing, of the 2, is the nicer one because, okay, so it dies in 1 hit to a Conkers, which is bad, right? And it's slower, and it's worse against infantry. So they are just very different, right? The T55A is more anti-infantry and it can take a hit. It will die one hit to a TOW2. The ASU 85 is defensive because it's got mediocre stealth. The pen is the same, and it has 3 more ROF. so that's pretty nice defensively. It's like it's a Kanj PZ basically, right? I'm gonna 2-vet that because honestly, I'm just not bringing them. I might even sometimes, man. No, no. What am I even getting out of that? Nah, nah. Because sometimes you just need them. It's just I haven't ran into a case in the 11 games where I just needed to buy all 15 of these. But you do have tanks, right? You have 18 of them. so fear not. You do have some armor, right? And this is the Malyutka P. This should also be constantly sent around the side with this, similar to the SPG-9. If you take ground, you can reinforce it quickly by bringing these up. And yeah, it should constantly be harassing the enemy for the whole game with these. Recon, so this is a recon helo. It's very useful because it doesn't die in one shot to a manpad hit. This SIGINT thing, I mean, basically, it's not very good. It draws a circle around it, and it says, and it glows if there's somebody in the circle. But it doesn't apply to special forces or units with the false flag trait, which are much rarer. And so it's just not. In fact, I think at the moment, almost all units with the false flag trait are special forces. Pissy B, maybe. Yeah. Okay. So that doesn't matter. Yeah, and so basically it detects units. The game is moving too fast for you to be able to triangulate stuff. It's a nice idea. It's good flavor, but in terms of actual practicality, it's really only good in maybe 10v10s on a static front line. You can bring it up and you can triangulate and then hit with arty and stuff like that. In a 1v1, the game is moving way too fast for you to do that, and the fact that sometimes enemies can it's a nice bonus to have, but basically it's not important most of the time because a lot of divs get special forces, and so even if you check an area, there might actually still be somebody in there. Anyway, this div got a big buff in the last patch, and the buff is the Honker Reese comes on the 6 HP D squad. So there used to be, until this patch, this crazy perverse situation where 20th Polish and 4th Polish had better forward deployed, faster forward deployed than the Polish Airborne division, which is very strange. So now they've added this vehicle to this team, and so now this is Airborne forward deployment with the Honker Special Forces. Now, as you know, that goes 20% faster, so it's 120 kilometers an hour. Now, for Delta Force, I say bring one at max vet and bring the others at 2 vet. This, you've only got one, so bring it at 2 vet, and you are one of the best forward deployments in the game, because the other Polish ones start at recon deployed, 2,400 or whatever this is, 2,473, because that's a great number to use. Whereas you start, a kilometer forwards. These guys are just additional recon. I mean, that's all they are. You've really only got two choices here. You can bring a sniper team if you want. I'd like my recon to be able to just fight people a bit better. So, yeah, and I bring them in the car because if I need helos, I've got these guys, and I'm not heli rushing anybody because why would you bother? You don't have to because you've got this. AA, right? So I bring this at 1 vet apparently, and that's, yeah. Basically, these are your AA. You don't have good long range AA, so this is why this div is so hard to play, because you don't have good ATGMs. You don't have good armor. I mean, you've got a bit of decent armor, but it's not good. I mean, obviously the units are good, but they're not. You know what I'm trying to say. You don't have long range AA. You don't have good ATGMs, and so it's kind of difficult to play this div. But if you're good at map right, and you know what you're doing, and your micro's good, basically you just because this isn't airborne forward deployed for whatever reason. This isn't. I'm not sure why because everything is either marine or airborne. So this is marine, so it gets resolute. This is just nothing. It's neither, and that's because it's also in fourth Polish, I guess. And well, who knows, man. Anyway, this should probably be forward deployed and 5 points more expensive in a different unit, basically, or give it resolute and a different unit to the one in fourth Polish. Anyway, forward deployed AA, you unload the truck, you shoot them, you load it back in. It's harder to use than this, but this is forward deployed. So, yeah, also towed guns are really good, and you get a rank of veterancy for 5 points, and you don't lose availability, so you get 9 of them. So these are the ones I'm buying. If you're coming up to buildings and stuff, these are useful, right? Because the Strela is not very good, but, you know, it goes in a building. And then this thing is better against, you know, planes and stuff because it's got Strelas on it as well. So some people swear by this thing, some people are wrong. Basically, you want to be opening with quite a few of these. You'll be surprised at how many people just don't respect this division's opener and they just fly helicopters into you and die. I had a guy do that, and his last words before he quit were not GG, they were... in fact, he might have said GG, but I don't remember. But he also said... oh, what was it? Best AA truck. Because he was mauling about these. He literally just opened with a bunch of helis and flew them into this, and it just killed them all. So, open with these. And then later on in the game, you know, you bring these because this can move around a bit. And it's got a Strela in it, right? It's better against planes. Helis, so... you might be like, why don't you bring the Coke on? Because you struggle against heavy tanks. This is 1 per card and this is 2 per card. I'd rather have 2 Phalangas than 1 Kokon. I know I have to pay, you know, not quite double, but this is 1 per card, and helicopters are very difficult to keep alive in this game. So I prefer these, so I bring both of them. This one's better because the rockets are bigger. This one costs more, even though it's worse. And it's because, wow, it's got so many rockets. The smaller rockets are just way, way, way worse than the bigger rockets, so... anyway, 3 AA helos. Yeah. This is good. Just kind of like, because it's so cheap, you use it to kill infantry and stuff, and, like, generally I'll buy 2 of these. I'll try and buy all 3 in a minute, but you can't afford it, right? And you can go help out killing the enemy stuff, and if he flies into you, then you shoot him a bit, right? It's just nice anti-infantry support. This gun is pretty decent, actually, against infantry. The rockets run out basically straight away, but the gun will keep firing. And they're a bit cheaper than this, and look, if he dies killing this, great, right? Then this gets to do its job when the tanks show up. Air, you need 3 cards of fighters. You don't get long-range AA. Your AA is quite frankly terrible against planes. Against helos, it's pretty good, actually, but even then, it's not very long range. You have to be using smoke to cut down the distances, right? You have to be going around the sides, you have to be using smoke, you have to be using the LOS correctly. This is a very difficult division to play. If you're not up for it, don't play it. Yeah, so you need 3 cards of fighters. There is nothing in this deck that costs more than your air tab, right? Nothing. Literally nothing. I mean, obviously that's usually the case, but just, well, okay, there's this. Fine, right? But look how cheap everything is compared to these planes. If you need to sacrifice a plane to save something from getting bombed, unless it's this... don't sacrifice the plane. If he kills 170-point unit and you lose a 220-point plane killing his bomber, I mean, if you kill the bomber, great, right? But the idea is just try and keep these alive, alright? These are anti-plane, this one's anti-helo. It's also good against planes, but it's just, you know, this is better because it shoots from further away. Seed. And then cluster 80 rocket. So, like, what's going on here? These are basically the only ways you can kill heavy tanks. Because anything else is going to stun them and then they're going to leave, or you have to rely on basically just spamming so many at them that they get side shot, and you'll be surprised at how common that is, and that's something you should be aiming for. But basically, if you want to reliably kill a tank, this is it. And so these are here ultimately to support all of this is here to support these 4 planes. If these 4 planes die, you're going to have a very, very bad time. So don't YOLO them in, okay? Send the seed out first. You can buy the rocket plane early because it's decent against infantry. It doesn't one-shot them. Oh, the horror. If you're one of these people that the unit has to die, don't play this div because you're going to spend a lot of times not killing the enemy units. You're going to hit his tank a few times and he's just going to leave and he'll come back in a few minutes. At which point, by then, you should have more ATGMs there. And you should have attacked on the other side and attacked on the other side. So yes, this won't one-shot a big infantry squad, but it reloads in 16 seconds. It usually ends up being more because of the fuel cost. Anyway, send out the seed in front of the cluster and the AT unless you're absolutely sure that there's no AA there, right? If they get cubs or anything, and I'll admit, I faced a guy who was using the ATASs, Canada, but he didn't use them very well. I didn't come up against any cub divs. Interesting. In 11 games, I didn't come up against any cubs or any IHawks. Either way, seed plane in front. If you don't have it, rocket plane in front. Just make sure these don't die, yeah? So that's the deck. It took a long time, and that's every single unit and why it's there. Now we will go through the examples. So this is example 1. It's against a very good player, Koch. He was like rank 15 or something. I'm not sure where he is these days. We'll see at the end of the game. It goes up and down constantly, for me and for everybody else. He's playing 31st Soviet, which is a meta div, right? It's one of the better ones. And I'm playing Donkey Kong, right? I'm on the good side of Vertigo. It's the good side because Boris is much more defensible than Anna, and because of that he's attacking Dmitry. This is ultimately a huge mistake. He shouldn't be doing this. His division's like way better in the late game than mine, and he's got a bunch of tanks that I basically can't kill. So he shouldn't be rushing me. You'll be surprised at the number of people, and like this is one of the best players in the game. He made this mistake, as did a few other people. As did most of my opponents, actually. They're just like, I cannot have a negative tick. I cannot have a negative tick. And they will just YOLO into you, right? And, you know, this is a lot of units. So he gets these B-man things, which are strong. You see our positioning, right? ATGM here. SPG-9 coming down this road. I said, you know, use the oblique angles. Look at this. I'm trying to get around there. These are good now because the bombs drop faster. But this is a mistake for him to do this. It's a big mistake, right? Why is it a big mistake? He's doing a YOLO sort of attack, right? Big boy attack, okay? Instead of buying reinforcements, because this is, you know, basically all he can afford if he buys this, he's bought a plane. Okay, the plane killed me. My unit costs 55 points. His plane costs 195. So he has to kill 4 of these to pay for himself. So, and this is a crucial moment in the game. Instead of reinforcing his attacking force, or defending his undefended regions, or sorting this out, he's bought a plane. And he's one of the best players in the game, right? So, think about it. Anyway, I send out a fighter to kill the plane. I'm really not sure what the hell happened to that. I think they shot it. So, oh, there's a cub. I was against a cub div. So, yeah, he's pushing me, right? He's taking me out. I'm losing that ground. Okay. I'm noticing how many units are here. You'll notice I'm trying to sideshine constantly with the ATGMs. The SPG-9 came down here. Sadly, it did die. Anyway, so I'm going to start counter-pushing him here now. And you'll notice, look, I'm trying to sneak this all the way around. I did try that SPG-9. I did try and sneak it, but I believe they shot it. So yeah, we're getting pushed out. I get the CV, I send it round to here. So my thing is, right, okay, this is lost, right? Maybe even this, basically, I shouldn't have sent in, but I was getting some good shots. Good licks in. He buys another plane. So instead of reinforcing, he's just buying planes. So that's 2 minutes in a row now. He's not buying much, right? Because he can afford basically one more unit other than that. This time he doesn't even get anybody, because I saw him coming, so I just, you know, one moves this way, one moves that way. He'll be back in 2 minutes, right? Yeah, but you can see that, you know, my AA can't really do anything to that. It's all about the planes. So this was a mistake. I could have done this much sooner. I'm coming up here. And, yeah, you know, he's taken the zone. But I'm counter-pushing him here. He brings a CV helo. I'm really not sure why. I guess it's because his strat is I'm going to YOLO push and then I'll cap all the zones with one helo CV so I don't have to buy too many CVs because I'll be pressed up so far over here. But he's aggressively pushing into an airborne division, which doesn't make any sense. You will now see the problem with helo CVs. He has to land it, in which case the ATGM shoots it, and if he takes off the plane, shoots it. I am getting messed up over here. I wanted to shoot this. Do you notice how he drew it over his cub? So I was like, okay, I don't want to fly over the cub, so I came back this way, and then I end up getting hit, and, you know, obviously low cohesion, so low accuracy. This is out of ammo. Notice the forward-deployed AA guns and how useful they are at defending ground, right? And the forward-deployed MMGs, and, you know, the unspeakable ones basically everywhere. I'm taking this. I'm actually coming all the way around here and into this. That's something that doesn't happen very often. You don't see that very often. It should happen more often. It's very useful. And you see that basically what I'm trying to do here is just, okay, I know he's taken this. I'm not really trying to take it back. This was just a mistake. I just forgot. Like, I do make mistakes. So, but you'll notice I'm just trying to encircle it with ATGMs and stop him from taking more. So I bring this in. This is so good against helicopters. If this gets into helicopter range, the helo is dead. We are getting taken out. You'll notice I've got a fighter up now to stop those bombers, because I know they'll be coming back as well. I should... Oh yeah, and the CV, right? So, helo CV moment. Don't know why people bring those. So, talking about the micro, I've got this on the... I'm waiting for this to show up, and then I'm going to put it on low altitude. So, look. Low altitude, and now it can't shoot me. You notice I don't land it. If I land it, it can get hit by ATGMs. And I'm now counter-pushing him here. You'll notice I've got this ZU all the way back here. In case he sends a helo, that'll kill the helo. I've got some recon coming on a loop here. I know about these because they were shooting me here. Infantry's coming in, PKM team. Still with the flanking fire, right? Look at what I'm doing with this. So I know his BMP2s are about here because it shot me, and so this is I'm literally trying to send it to there just to cut him off entirely. And you know, look, I'm killing stuff. I got his supply. The fighter's still up. It's about to run out of fuel. Still coming in here. We can speed it up a bit because it's not a proper cast, right? It's me trying to explain something to you. So he uses this T-55 AM well. Do you notice he hides it behind the building so I can't see it? And then, you know, at close range, the tank wins. This was very sad. I loaded that up and it just died. I mean, like I said, I'm not perfect. I'm trying to... So I see the 30 mil. 30 mils can't shoot at helicopters, so I'm just going to land the helo right in front of it. I waited until I had killed the Jester thing that was here. Jesterka, whatever the hell it's called, before sending this in. Because I knew that was there, and that's what this guy was for. He was coming for that. So just land this on top of him. I'm trying to get in here, right? The CVs, I'm moving them around, moving them up. I get the whip thing. I forget to use it. This was one of the earlier games I played. But yeah, I should have whipped on that T-55 so he can't shoot me. And yeah, you know, CV in. More... we spoke about helos and how useful having those heliborne guys are, and this is a great example of that. Seed. Spoke about the seed, right? I said, oh, I've got no cub examples, and my first one has cubs and seed. So you'll notice I killed the cub, right? I'm buying the cub, I'm buying the seed before I'm buying the clusters against a cub division, right? If you're against a div that doesn't have good AA, like 56Y or whatever, you don't have to open seed because it's not going to do anything. But, you know, you get that noggin jogging, right? His bomber comes back, he was going to drop on this, so I took off, and then he has to circle around again, get another fighter out, right? And just, you know, that's my AA, it's the fighters. And it makes sense anyway, because, you know, you're so pushed up to the enemy. You shouldn't have been buying these, really. I mean, this is a bit silly. Anyway, I believe I go down here because... not sure why he's not shooting me there. Weird. He's not dying. Oh, okay. It doesn't matter anyway. By the time it's repaired, the game's ended. So he gets in here, but we're in here now. That's a +2. I'm literally on a +7 against one of the best players in the game. And it was a +8 before he did that. So I had taken every single zone. So, yeah, you know, it's all about the micro, though. If your micro isn't good, don't play this div. Really, really hard to play. But you'll notice how, like, because this, my plan is to get it over here. And, you know, if there's a place where you know an enemy is, right? So I know the BMP2's here, so I send the ATGM over here. And, okay, it died. But it killed something. It got a supply truck or whatever. And now I'm sending this guy in because I figured, you know, this... I didn't know this was here, really. You know, Commandozy, you'll notice it's not in the front building, because if it's in the front building, the B-man kills it with its rockets. So it's in the second building. And if otherwise, you know, I'll just hide it behind something. The T-55 sadly missed, and, you know, it happens. I can't use this because I'm worried about the Jesterka. I've got the cluster. Do you notice I wait for the seed to show up? Right. And he surrenders, but the seed came in. I was going to go for that cub, which was pinged. So that's Koch, rank 16. Let's see the next example. Okay, second example. We're against Stahlbrecher. I opened 2 fighters because I thought he would open... He's playing Canada. I thought he would open the Canadian Classico, which is the AT Helos and or the AT rocket plane, and just come in and just strafe a big long line and kill all this. So I had to open 2. I was like, should I open 1 or 2? Because if he opens with a Hornet, then it'd have to be 2 MiG-29s. This ends up being a big problem for me. You'll notice how hard it is for me to kill these. It's because... Like, it's just because of how fast they are, because the way the auto-targeting works on these, it'll basically do a loop around, like, I'm going to hit that, so I'll turn now to hit it, but by the time it gets there, it's already moved, and he was changing the directions, so he saw a lot more than he should have seen, and that's my fault. The Cougar Recce I was not expecting, he did kill one of my SPG-9s. They cost about the same, but this is better. I mean, it's 5 points more, and it's lower availability, that's the main thing. It's better because it's got the armour. The gun's actually worse, but it's got armor. And so, in the fight between the two, they do different things. They do different things. In the fight between the two of them, you'd expect the Cougar Recce to win basically every time. Because the... Actually, I suppose if the SPG-9 hits it once, it would die. Because it's 8 HP. Interesting. Anyway, so my plan for this game was to push Anna. Because last time I played on this, check out the 2Y guide. This was that game. Oh no, it was the HDR guide. Played against a guy called Griffin. I was on the blue side, and he pushed me here, and it was a total ball ache, because he just spent the whole game smoking and running into that +2. Do watch that guide. It's a good guide. Very, very different division to this. Like, that's one of the heaviest divisions in the game. This is one of the fastest, so I'm trying to mix it up. Anyway, I wanted to push it, and honestly, I could have played a lot better this game. The 2 fighters, I just guessed wrong. I thought he was going to do something and he didn't do it. Maybe I should have only opened 1 fighter, but I really didn't want to lose my whole forward deployment. Canada is very good against this div. For quite a few reasons. One, the ADATs, right? And but the main thing is the medium tanks. So my div struggles against even medium armor. If I had TOW 2s or something, like, I think he gets those. You know, he can one-shot anything I have. I cannot one-shot his tanks at all. Not even on the side armor. So this div really struggles against medium tanks. Really, really, really struggles against medium tanks. Because basically, right, 1 heavy tank will shoot 10 times a minute. You know, something like that on average. 1 medium tank will also shoot 10 times a minute on average, right? And so 1 medium tank's like half the price. The idea is the heavy tank has more armor. 1 heavy will beat 1 medium, but what you want is to bring the maximum amount of firepower onto a target at one time. And that's why the medium tanks are kind of better. Because if you lose one, it's not a big deal. You do need good micro if you're against heavy tanks, because otherwise he'll just 1v1 you every time. You see, I'm trying to use the fighters to kill some of the helos and stuff. He went for the blowpipes, which... Don't do that. This is a Ebin meme thing. Guys, I worked out with a napkin that 2 blowpipe, 80% accuracy, that's higher than 1 stinger, and it costs the same. whoa, incredible, somebody give this man a Nobel Peace Prize. Maybe he'll figure out that he has 1,775 meters anti-aircraft range. So, anyway, don't go for the blowpipes, guys, just bring the javelins. Trust me, I've tried it, it doesn't work. But no, I mean, okay, right. I mean, they have their place. Because against helos, it makes perfect sense. Against planes, it doesn't. So, anyway, he pushed me here, and he had way more units because I spent a third of my income on planes. Anyway, I know there's no ADATs. Because I flew one of my jets over and it didn't get hit by an ADATs. So here I am killing a medium tank. And he starts shooting me with artillery. That's a very smart thing to do. I have a lot of these small teams, these two-man teams, right? I literally have 2 cards of unspeakable ones. And then the MMGs, the SPG-9s, you know, infantry in general. All my stuff's light. You know, T-55 is not going to help me too much here. And so he's buying arty, and I'm like, I need to kill that arty. I got the whole map to play with. How do I get round the back? Look how fast this is. So I'm just like, okay, I'll just use this road. He's probably not on it. He's right here, and he hasn't put anybody on this road. Not even a recon, right? So off it goes on its very little jaunt. We'll check in with him later. Anyway, you'll see how much I'm struggling against these Leopard 1s, because I can't kill them. I just can't kill them. Because even with a side shot, I won't one-shot them, because I don't have... Because something like 82nd Airborne gets a TOW 2, right? You'll see the power of my armor, right? Don't get me wrong, this costs more than twice as much, but it's very, very tough for me to deal with these. So I'm firing a Guerrillian ATGMs at him, but if he's paying attention, he just should never lose his tanks. And indeed, he is not losing his tanks. His infantry's having a harder time, but he's not losing his tanks. And that's very bad, right? Because look at the amount of firepower he can put on me. I have to hit him so many times to kill him. That time he fucked up big time, and he got hit like 3 times by 17 pen ATGMs. I mean, anyway, so the supply is coming in. I'll admit, I think his strategy was really good. In terms of like, come up here and then push this way. I think that was smart. The thing he's doing wrong is he's playing too fast. He has 21 minutes to sort this out in a 33-minute game, right? But he's like, I need to push now, I need to push now, I need to push now. And you'll see that happen so often against you when you're playing Airborne. You'll get there first and people just run straight into you. Anyway, spoke about these AA helos. Great anti-infantry fire support. You know, if an ADATS kills it, whatever. It's only 100 points and I get 3 of them in a card. Anyway, this has good stealth, right? And yeah, for some reason... Like, he sees it, but then it loses LOS, and because it's on an attack move and he's not paying attention, I'm Malyukaing him, right? And there goes the AA, there goes the RT, he just wasn't paying attention, right? So that's huge. I cannot overstate how big a deal that is to snipe his artillery, because that's how he kills all my little teams all over the place, the towed AA guns, the unspeakable ones, you know, anything. So that's big. So yeah, he's pushing, and he's in a hurry, and he's not using any smoke, which is not good for him at all. If your enemy's using smoke against you as this div, and you're trying to defend with ATGMs, you need to send someone around the side and kill it. Or you need to buy a Pion and kill it, right? You can't just let him smoke you. Anyway, he's not using smoke. I don't know why. I think it's because he's a Steel Division 2 player, and in Steel Division 2, smoke is a separate ammo count, and you get like 9 bullets. And you literally, like, you can have 3 supply vehicles in your whole deck. You know, you just don't get a lot of supply in that game. I'm just hypothesizing here. This guy finished in the semi-finals of the biggest Warno tournament that's just happened. The SD League. That's the biggest 1v1 tournament. I'd say DEFCON 2 is the biggest 2v2 one, but 1v1 tournament, SD League. And he finished in the semi-finals, like he lost in the semi-finals. I lost in the quarterfinals to the same guy he lost to. So, you know. Anyway, this is the anti-helo one. Those fat rocket things are pretty good against vehicles because they immediately kill them. And he's sending in the planes. We know our AA is bad. Frankly, this is probably a good idea in isolation, but he doesn't have any ADATs. He's relying on 2... Like, what's his AA situation here? These are Gepards, so they're actually pretty good. But like 2 blowpipes, which just don't even shoot because they've got trash range. So he goes home, and I just leave these up, because I don't want to get hit by a plane. Because that actually really did mess me up here, because now I've not really got any infantry here. Got this. This has 1 HP. So yeah, more small teams coming in. And I tried to strafe this, and that ended up being a huge mistake, actually. Because he dies from blowpipe. And it's because I lost LOS here, it didn't shoot properly, because otherwise they would have killed it, and then this wouldn't have shot, but I could have called off the attack. So yeah, that was a big mistake. Like I was saying, you shouldn't be losing your planes, and that was a big mistake. Honestly, I could have played so much better this game. It was embarrassing game. So you see, okay, the toad gepard, that's what it is, hits me. Okay, just land. Right, got 6 HP. So I didn't realize he was all the way up to here, so I lose like several units to this just by driving into it. Like I said, I played super bad. I got a side shot and a crit on him, and it still doesn't one-shot him. So yeah, your ATGMs aren't good. Honestly, if you're not good at micro, you're in for a world of hurt. Anyway, we bring out the whip thing, right? I accidentally auto-sold the transfer. I do end up turning this around. And this thing, look, I killed the Skyguard. It's 45 points. The Skyguard's 60. I've already paid for myself. So, and you see, like, people do make mistakes, right? So he should just basically, in an optimum scenario, none of these tanks ever die to ground stuff, because nothing I've got can one-shot them, or even two-shot them on the front armor. But, you know, people do make mistakes, and if you have, like, 28 TGMs here, he's going to miss one, and he's going to get hit. We spoke about using the double SPG-9 to cover exposed flanks and stuff, because the unspeakable one covers against the tanks, and the SPG-9 covers against the infantry. I've put 2 here, which is probably a bit overkill, but I thought all these tanks were coming over here. What I will say is that, you know, he did have to defend this, because I would have attacked it, but fighting here would have been much better for him, because the ground is more... basically, I just don't have mega range for all my ATGMs. Like here, I can just, you know, especially if I thread them between these buildings, I do have to pay a lot of attention to do that. But yeah, you know, I can outrange him, whereas here, there's very few opportunities for me to actually outrange him. If his tanks are here and they just come up here, they're going to kill me. But I guess he just didn't want to grind the town, which I guess makes sense, because yeah, once he gets to here, then my triple flamethrower squads kill him, so yeah, this was probably the best idea, actually. But it comes with its own problem, which is, you know, whatever. Anyway, you see the whip thing again? That guy, he kind of messed up there again. He could have retreated or anything. This did get a crit on him, but he had plenty of time to sort that out. Could have just reversed it, wouldn't have been able to shoot, so... Anyway, he likes his Mott rifles. I'm not sure why he's doing things this way, you know. He could just drop a bit of smoke here or something, but I guess he wants to use the tanks. Also, he's attacking from here to here, which means that I just constantly side-shot him for, like, the whole game. Whereas if all this was just here, and it was attacking here, and he took this position, well then I can only really shoot him in the front. Obviously I'd keep trying to do it. I would try and retake this so that I can constantly shoot him in the side, but you know, he's making it quite easy for me to side-shot him. Like I said, top 4 player, right? He finished 3rd or 4th in the last major tournament. But yeah, people, they see the +2 tick and they just start freaking out. It's so common. Anyway, he's come to the same conclusion I just came to, which is like, okay, I should attack this way. And, you know, we do have some ATGMs here, right? He does get me there. And you see, I'm using the whips to just... Another one, because he has to get his infantry in here for this strat to work, right? What he really should have is just a smoke mortar back here, and, you know, you just smoke this. It's not a problem anymore. Anyway, so you might be like, Hippie, where's the seed? I was pretty confident there was nothing here, because I could see everything here, and I figured if he has an ADATS, it'll be over here somewhere, and lo and behold. So yeah, hit that, evac right. I figured there wouldn't be an ADATS here, because that's a big overinvestment, because these aren't cheap. Then I send the seed out. Seed's kind of wonky, man. I mean, he can shoot me, and I can't shoot him, like I didn't even see him. So he does hit me there. but I make it out. But you see, you know, if I'm going to fight in a place where I think there's AA, the seed goes out first, because if I lose those AT planes, I'm doomed. Anyway, the double unspeakable ones, you know, side shine. And then, yeah, you know, I'm buying more of these whoops, and, you know, it's not killing him, but it's making him go away, and that's good too. So, and I can do that every minute, including the aim time. So, this thing, for some reason the Strela 2 switched off, I'm not sure why that happened, and then he hits me with a blowpipe, which is okay, and I just wasn't paying attention, and then he hits me again with a blowpipe, which, okay, fine. Wow, blowpipe's so good, right? Anyway, I bring up a coffin launcher. He does, so this was a good bombing run in that he killed like a very important squad for this defense, and I can't kill him because, if you recall, I flew my fighter over here like a dumbass and it got killed and the other one got evac'd. So that was silly of me, I should not have done that. Anyway, you see that this is, it's like constant. It's very supply hungry, very resource intensive. It's not very good against armor, but if he's gonna World War I attack me, right, then I'm gonna hit him with the World War I artillery. I suppose this is World War II artillery. The ADATs, right, 25 pen. It can kill anything I own from any angle in one shot. I suppose not infantry, right? Anyway, he had some arty shooting, so I just do the same thing again. He hasn't put anybody here. So... Also, I'm trying to get guys over this way. I didn't... I noticed this was lost armor, and I just didn't understand why, so... Because basically my idea is, all these guys are here, I need to attack over here, basically. So you can see, like, I'm still trying to reinforce here, but I am making plays, right? But yeah, these Kugarekis, I don't know. I guess they're okay. I don't think they're very good. But you see, he's trying to counter battery me. They've only got 2 HP, so you got to be very careful. Anyway, he got me, right, in one hit. So he notices this is here. He's fast moving. He sees that die, and he's like, "Oh no, I'll fast move away." And then he gets halfway around, and then he changes his mind and tries to smoke, and then he tries to reverse, and now he's got to turn all the way back, and he sends a helo. Completely fucked this up, man. And then he tries fast moving again. And yeah. Well, what can I say, right? It's low risk with, like, that's just paid for itself 4 times over. Anyway, Seed out first. Seed can't target the radar Gepard Toad things because the game is shit and they can't be bothered fixing it. I mean, it's got radar. Seed can't target that because it's Toad. Anyway, he comes in with another bomber. I'm ready with the planes this time. You notice, but the thing is, right, okay, the Seed died, that's very sad. I'm very sad about that. But, coffin launcher time. Double kill, right? Super, super, super useful in this kind of situation. I should have bought that so much earlier. Anyway, Seed went first, because if the Seed dies, that's not as important as the bomber dying. Anyway, I fucked up, so this just gets evac'd anyway. So, go for this, that's like 100 points, it's really good. And that's why it costs so much. You see, I'm sort of starting to move forwards here. The ASU's made it all the way around, but this is still here. So I do end up sending some healers to deal with that. I know his CV's in here somewhere, right? This thing, I don't know. I thought it was the cluster plane, so I right-clicked that, and it was a fire. I could have played so much better. You see, I have to move these every time because he killed it, but I've just killed both his arty, and I assume that's all he's got. This, I try and get out of there, but it's slow, and these guys fire very fast, so... It's very sad, right? And you see the ASUs, they're good on the defense because they've got mediocre stealth, and he doesn't have any recon here because I just killed it. It was that there, and it's dead. So, and there's some mech recon here, and that died as well. So the ticker stopped because he's capped this, but I mean that's just because my CB here died. I know it's in here somewhere, and you see how powerful these are on the defense, but I can't shoot back because he's too far away. And he kills me. Anyway, I know his ADATS is dead, but I go for the AA. You see how I'm focusing the AA? Rather than the tanks, even though, oh, the tank is more expensive. The AA can kill you. The tank can't kill you. Anyway, so he's trying to push here, but here's a Guerrillian ATGMs and so on. AT plane comes in, gets something else, right? Use the whips. I've got to move him again, but he's getting hammered, and because he's not using smoke, it's just big open field, lots of ATGM problem here, and he's having to deal with that. If I speed it up a bit now, so you see I'm still on the +1. Right, that's the 6 SPG nines just immediately. You'll see it's not actually that good, but you would think that would do more, but it still does quite a bit. And they're not too expensive, right? You get what you pay for, I suppose. Anyway, 10 Gorillion ATGMs. Like, really, I was getting these for the ATGMs. This is just extra. Put it here in case he gets into the corner buildings, then I can shoot him, and that's exactly what happened. Yeah, so at this point, I bring over this thing, right? Very good optics. I'm starting to... Because I figured... Yeah, so I wanted to send this around, because I was like, the ASU made it, so this can now make it. Send this, I see the CV, and then I just immediately send it back, because I don't want him to notice, but anyway, goodbye CV, because it's a little car, and that's a lot of firepower. My CV here also dies, because I thought this was free, because I sent this down there, but he had moved this, or this had gone all the way round, or something. I'm pretty sure he had moved this. Or did I use this road? Anyway, I die. So Seed comes out again, and you'll notice, look, I'm just constantly trying to flank him, and he's not really securing his flanks, so I'm going to keep doing it. That's Airborne. So my CV died, so I just rage spam 3 helos this way. I could have just used this one as well. In fact, was that what died? No, it was a Malyuka that died. This is the CV. Anyway, whenever his infantry get in, I just hit him with this. Or I just hit him anyway, whenever they're off cooldown. The Eric's is very, very good, and that obviously, you know, can one-shot anything I own. This is in a great spot to get side shots, and there you go, I side shot him. And, you know, many rounds a minute. Seed plane and 10 Gorillion fighters and everything, all on this one Hornet. You notice this is something else, it's quite important. The seed plane I sent out first because it's got the highest DCM. But also, they have these side missiles, and they are useful in this kind of fight. So, look, this has fired both of them. Will they hit? Something hit. So, it might have been that, it might not have been. At this point, he's trying to make a play here. But I've got ATGMs here as well. And the planes, right? The planes are all still up, because I didn't waste them. And now I'm going to attack over here. I've cleared this out. I'm trying to... You know, the Eric's obviously is a big problem, but AT planes coming in from the side, which you don't really have to do, because these don't have very heavy armor, but, you know, false orbit, whatever. This one, I completely fucked this up, right? I hear the guns go off, and I just press evac because I thought the bombs had dropped, and I just hadn't... I could have killed that. Anyway... he says GG and quits. I didn't have time to type GG, which is a shame. He's a nice bloke, actually. He always says hi. So, yeah. I'll show you the kill screen and so on. He's one of the best players in the game. He just finished 3rd or 4th in the biggest tournament. Ranked 20 at the moment. I think he's experimenting with new divs or whatever, but very, very good player. Might as well show you the kill list real quick, but it's not a proper cast. I'm just showing you examples. Look. This is a 60-point unit, something like that. But the micro requirement's massive, and you know, keep in mind there were 4 of them, and only 2 of them got kills because the other 2 were also supporting, I suppose. You know, and you see how much like this div is really, really weak against medium tanks. Basically, his problem there was he played too fast. Like the game, you know, he's surrendering at 23 minutes, and that's because he's not appreciating I've got 40 minutes. But the fact that he lost his RT is really bad. Anyway, next example. Right, example number 3. This is Integer, also a really, really good player, and he's playing 11th ACAV. And you'll notice, once again, heavy div, aggressive opener into Airborne. And that's more or less 3 times out of 3 we've seen that, with 3 top players. People just don't respect Airborne, because It's quite rare to see it these days. This div in particular, you just basically never see. And so, I mean, once I release this video, you're going to see it a lot. And the thing, because the channel members get it first, you might be like, oh, I've seen it loads of times before this video came out. It's probably because they got the early access on this guide. SPG 9s on every road. There goes an LRS. That's like 100 points. SPG 9s, SPG 9s. Anyway, aggressive opener with heavy late game div. Your funeral, mate. So I did open with 2 jets because I thought he was going to do the other funny 11th ACAV opener. He's known for his sort of atypical styles of play. I thought he'd do the one where you open with Hilo, F16, A10, so I thought I'd be facing an F16 and an A10. Instead, I was facing 3 of these, which I don't feel like flying into if I don't have to. And because the idea is you fly into one and the other 2 kill you, and you know that's 60 points and you're 220 or whatever. So yeah, it has 18 pen, right? But the double CV is pretty strong. But you know, we kill one. We did, like, look, the forward deployed AA. You just basically unload it with the transport. You don't sell the transport unless it's dead or whatever. The unit, not the transport. Sadly, I got fire started under me, which that's a bit annoying. But anyway, so I know that these can't shoot me if I'm here. SPG 9s down every road. I've sorted this out. I killed one of these. There's the CV, right? SPG 9s down every road moment. You know, another one, right? But yeah, basically, just leave the transport with it. You need good micro, right? It's obviously harder to use than a self-propelled one because you got to start and stop and hide it, and it moves slowly without the transport. You know, it's got to unload. That takes time. Then it's got to set up. So those seconds can't matter. But you know, you just put it there and wait for him to fly a Hilo over, and then. And you know, this is on this road, but that's double recon Bradley. Like I said, he plays in quite an atypical fashion, you could say. Or could say nothing, that's what he does. Anyway, basically sorted this out. I just need to kill these units. I know they're there, but I don't know exactly where they are. And I'm in centre, and I'm coming around the back here. Right, he's sending a hog. That's what this was for, but I overextended past it. Because this is still covering this one. You know, ATGM side shots, ATGM side shots, ATGM side shots. The SPG-9 died, but this was already most of the way there, and I figured he wouldn't get there in time. Also, you'll notice it killed a Bradley CFV before it died, because it has, you know, it's good stealth. It fires 10 rounds a minute. It must have got 2 hits in a row before the Bradleys killed it. Like I said, you know, low risk, high reward. I think I said high risk, high reward before, which was wrong. It's low risk, high reward. It's a 45-point unit. Why not send it down there, see what happens, and then what do you know? You've just paid for yourself 3 times over, right? This one paid for itself like 5 or 6 times over. It killed 2 hogs. I mean, obviously the plane helped, but look, more hogs. What's going on? I need to clear out all these SPG-9s. That's why this is here. Because I know he's going to do this. Then you send the fighters. I'm making sure to avoid these, right? Because I don't really want to fly into them. Sadly, yeah, this isn't in the place to help this, so I do lose that, but 130 points for 45 points. You know, you just keep doing that, you're going to win. So we've taken this, we're trying to surround this, and you know, we'll just speed this one up. Like I said, it's not it's a guide, right? I'm showing you this with an objective. There's a reason I'm showing you this. So look, you know, very cheap unit. So look, I flew over that because I'm retarded, and I died. So I knew that was dumb, and I'm not sure what changed my mind 5 minutes later to make it a good idea. Anyway, the CV's now coming all the way over here. A lot of it's about, like, just, you know, taking chances on the map. I know this is empty because I've cleared it out, but, like, how many times have you seen a CV do that? I knew this was here because I was using this for it, and so I got the cluster for that. This is probably very dead. I could have landed that, so my bad. Anyway, the Heimat Jaeger. So I knew this was here, and then I reinforce this zone. And the PKM dies, so nothing's killing this. And all this just comes in and dies, because I just forgot to change the unload when I saw this still here and killing my PKM and stuff. Just basically should just pass them here and then sorted it out. But I lose 8 units to this, and it's just because I just wasn't looking. But I am on a +5, right? So this is the thing, right? You need really good micro to play this div because you're fighting everywhere on the map with all these small units, and you know, if you don't look somewhere, well, yeah, a mistake. A mistake. A mistake. So it's actually 6 units, but still, didn't have to be that way. Anyway, I have longer range than him, so I'm flying close and then away, that sort of thing. Then I'm just like, okay, whatever, I'll just go for the healers. And I out-trade my opponent there, because I get a plane and 2 healers, and I lose 1 fighter. Because they were low, so I was like, whatever, I'm winning. And you see, you know, I'm just sort of bullying this little blob here, and he's literally got, like, this is it. I own, like, a good 75% of the map here. He's got a tiny little blob here. And, you know, he does sort it out, right? And then I just start spamming out these all over the place, because he's got a lot of helicopters. There's a lot of helicopters there. The Bradleys, of course, a bit of a problem, but yeah. Unload this, make sure I just don't lose these zones, continue pushing this way. I've sorted this out now, the high mat guy's dead, so now I'm going to take this zone. That is a +2. You know, I think he did spend his income for a minute, but I mean, this game's over, right? So I'll just show you the KD, then we'll go to the next one, because, you know, he's trying to get, but like, I'm on a +7 broken, so. As you can see, go around the sides, SPG9s around the sides, take risks with the cheap units, don't take risks with the expensive planes, right? The expensive planes that you might need in the late game. Take some risks, live a little. But these things, look, like basically every single one paid for itself, and the ones that didn't definitely made up for the ones that were definitely made up by the ones that did. And yeah, one of the best players in the game, rank 38, similar number of games to me. Next example. This is the next example. We're against 56Y, played by Smiles, and nice bloke actually. He asked me if I needed more time and stuff. Yeah, we're on Schondra Duel. Great map for me. His div is good at countering mine, because it's another kind of medium div. So the T62s, I'll admit, it'd be nice if the T62s... yeah, the T62s, they are price efficient. They're actually really good for their price, but they don't have a very high rate of fire, which is what you need if you want to kill waves upon waves of trash. Their advantage is armor for the price and the ATGMs. So they're good in terms of the armor, but the gun speed isn't very good. Yeah, it's just, you know, they're made for fighting other tanks, basically. They're not made for fighting swarms of infantry. Anyway, standard forward deployed opening, SPG9s on basically every road. You see this time, right, I thought I could send one round here and one round here or whatever, or I reckon he won't be here, and so I can just go straight down this road, unload that AA truck. I should have turned off the auto cell and just come down here and then try and get through to here or something. You see the SPG9, you know, honestly, SPG9s are the only recoilless rifle that's worth bringing, except maybe that one in 90th check, which even then... and they're still not great, but you know, you get what you pay for. The infantry ones are terrible. Never, ever, ever bring those, unless on fourth March Schutzen. There's always a caveat in this game. But yeah, you see, you know, the SPG9s, they're doing a bit. They're not doing a huge amount, but they're doing a bit. I got his CV there. I did lose one of these to this BMP2. But yeah, now I'm going around here. I've got the AA set up, and I know this is open now. So setting up the CVs. Also, I'm around on this side. Sorry, honestly, if you want to be the best player in the world, put your units on minimal, zoom out all the way, and just play like this for the whole game. I don't do that because I was going to say something sort of grossly offensive there. Thankfully, I'm such a good person. I don't do it because I'm a good person. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, I should have moved this one up with this, because now he can send the healer to kill that, and this isn't there, so I had the auto cell on, which was kind of dumb. But look, I'm through here. I know all this is empty, right? And, you know, I've got stuff here, AA. This ends up being a real pain for him later. And me. Mayuka gets taken out by Resvedka BMP2. I know his div doesn't have long-range AA. His div relies on... like his AA Sich is better than mine, but not that much better. It doesn't have long-range AA. He relies on his fighters and the Spetsnaz Gru Stingers in the opener. And I saw this here, and I was like, there's no way he's put Spetsnaz Gru Stingers over there. So I ping it, and then cluster plane is coming. Yeah, so try to get the CV up to here. Look! Oh! I'm gonna look for those UAZs. Oh no! Ah, dead! Right, exactly. Right, there's nothing... You get caught out by this thing, you fly right over it, you are dead. Nothing can be done. So that's why I use them with the SVGs. So yeah, big kill there. Anyway, then I should have moved it, but I sold the transport. So I'm coming up to here. The whoop is coming in. You'll see good whoop gameplay in this. Just checking my notes here. Toad AA for anti-helo going around the sides, yeah. And the whoop. So we'll see that. You'll notice, so I wanted an AT gem in here in case something came down here. And then this double SPG-9, I just sent it around the side. It's like this. Obviously this has good stealth and this has bad stealth, but, you know, just use it to go do something. This was a bit silly of me, really. I just fly straight into these and this dies, which is dumb. I'm building up for an attack here. Sorry I've switched to 2x speed, but there's a lot to get through, right? This one needs to gain an appreciation. So this dies because I'm dumb. The KPVT is pretty good against helos. And I was speaking in the deck review, which you didn't skip because it is the most important part of the guide. So look, I'm trying to send this round. Oh man. Oh man. Anyway, this can maintain a constant cloud of smoke. And, you know, oh, it's got 4 armor. Well, side armor's 3, and he's repositioning there. So I should win this because I'm special forces and these are all SMGs, but he ends up bringing these up. So this, right? I just want to highlight this. So I shift Q because I know, right, that the route I have cleared goes here to here. Okay, it does not go like this. I assume there is somebody in here. Also, the Razvedka BMP2 is in here. I thought I'd blown that up. I guess I didn't, or he had 2, or yeah, he might have just bought another one. Or it hasn't happened yet. Anyway, so I'm like, okay, I will go down the route I have cleared. And so I shift Q this, right? And I'm like, okay, so now it's going to go that way. In the meantime, the smoke I've got in there. And then the next order kicks in and it's like, bro, I'm going back down here. So he comes in here and he just gets blown up and it's like, Argh! So you got to pay a lot of attention when you're playing this div. Anyway, I know this line is free because I've got a blocking unit here. Sadly, this gets in, right? This should have been here, really. I said this Mayuka thing round. But look, I can just maintain infinite smoke. The ATGMs are shooting, right? The Metis is going to shoot. Get one, leave. You know. So that I could have been on a +3 right now. Oh, yeah. After this is when I blow this up. Because before, I don't think I clocked that this was here. Or I was just like, I was busy, so I just, you know, I knew it was there and I just didn't do anything. But now, I'm pretty sure, okay, there's not going to be any AA here. Because why would it be? This is where we're fighting. And so I killed that. I'm pretty sure he didn't even notice that he killed my CV, by the way. Anyway, we're speaking about Poland having bad... So I tried coming forwards here. He's very, very well protected. Anyway, speak about the 14 AP, right? And like, it's very, very hard for me to kill these things. The smoke faded because I forgot to give it queued orders, not because it can't. Anyway, spoke about how this div really suffers against big blobs, and he's building up a big blob here. So we're trying to whistle it down. We're trying to just basically just constantly play around the sides. But you will see my problems at dealing with the big blob. Yeah, look, it's constantly smoke. Getting more guys in here now. Get the AGS. I didn't. This guy shows up later, and it's a big problem when it happens. He's bringing some Strellas up now because this bomber killed his thing, and he's overreacted to that. Because like he's put all 3 of them in one spot. His infantry is better than mine because it's bigger. He does pay more for it, but it is bigger. It's 8 RPGs for him. Anyway, these Afghanskis are really good. Really, really good against infantry, apparently. Anyway, constantly smoking, moving into here now because I've sorted this out. I've got this corner. I wanted to get over here, but I knew he had stuff in here, and I just couldn't you know, that's where he is. So it's like, well, why just smack into where he is when I can just go where he isn't? And that's the whole point of this div. I'm trying to side shot him, but this is a big problem. I can't deal with his armor, right? Like even like none of my ATGMs can one-shot this on the front armor. Infantry ATGMs, right? Or vehicle ATGMs. Obviously, I've got some heli ones. So I'm getting messed up. In the meantime, we killed 3 Strela 10Ms on this road because they all just drove past this and it shot them. Power of good stealth, so he sent some T-62s, I guess. Still smoking this up, right? And, you know, we're pushing in here. The Razmed could be MP2, and I really get messed up here. This SPG-9, I should have just reversed it. Although, as he ran out of AT. Oh, they don't have AT. Okay, well, I could have... Well, whatever. So, this armoured block... Yeah, big mistakes being made here, so... I was honestly very surprised that he was able to constitute this and send it in, because he's fighting here, here, and here, and he still had time to do a counterattack. Which honestly, it's the right thing to do, I think. But well, I don't know really. I think he should just clean me out of here, but, and do this later. But you know, it's working out for him. Anyway, I noticed there was no AA in this. I guess because it all died here. So cluster playing comes in, and the T-62 died to a side shot from this, and so that was already dead. But I get something. The SPG-9s, as you can see, not the best thing ever, like at all. And yeah, cluster came in there, get a triple kill, 2 BMP2s and an Afghansky. The coffin launcher so useful here, so useful, the coffin launcher. Then I just forget to evac it and I just eat a bunch of rounds for no good reason, because I'm dumb. At least I didn't die for my stupidity. I should be moving this after every volley, it's just... I had seen no artillery yet, and I was kind of busy, and so I just thought, whatever. If he starts arting, then I'll start doing it. 56Y generally doesn't get good RT, so I mean, it does if it wants to buy grad, it can, but otherwise it'd be Nonas, and you know, I see no evidence of Nonas. I'm literally up in his base, so yeah, no AA here, which was a big mistake because this I sold the transport, and because of that I end up losing most of these units to this. Like I said, this div is quite unforgiving to play. If you're not good at the game, don't play this div. It's very hard to... Because you don't have you know, good ATGMs, medium tanks and stuff like that. So rocket plane, right? And oh no, it didn't one-shot it. Well, it's going to be back in 16 seconds. Also, it still has 1 rocket left. Oh yeah, also because the gun, so you can use these against helos. So there you go. I just killed a very important helo, 1 per card, 200 and something points or whatever, 140 points. Didn't get that one, but you know, dual use, right? Set in the next one, and so I believe before this patch that wouldn't have even fired at all. They did definitely improve something with the rockets, but you know, that's going to be back very quickly. I bought another CV over here, and I brought it up and around, and I just came in through it because I know there's somebody here because oh, it killed me. I see the T-62s, but then I lose them. I'm just waiting for them to come back. I assumed they were T-62s. I wasn't 100% sure. Now I'm sure, but I go for this one and I get his friend because he put them next to each other. We're on a +5 against a very good player. SPG-9s everywhere, right? He killed the one here. There was another one. So we get another one. I lost my thing here because he is counter-attacking me with his infantry, which is better, but it costs more, right? And these guys, they're nice, but, you know, they don't have the HP. And he went out of shooty range, so this is not going so well, but we sorted this out because we killed a lot of guys, and he keeps blobbing his tanks up, which is not a very good idea. Now he's sending more CVs down here. I did lose the SPG-9, and this one isn't actually in the right place. I didn't realise that this would use this road, so in the future I need to put it like here so it could get the rear shots and side shots and stuff. Whatever. Send in the, you know, the recon and the SOCOLs with the rockets helping. And, you know, if he sends a plane here, well then I've got AA and, you know, a bit of AA. Rocket planes, I should have evac'd before flying over the Afghanski and getting shot by double Iglas as well. And he's about to surrender. Yeah, he sees this and then he surrenders, which was surprising actually, because nothing. I can't actually kill him. He is about to take this zone back. At which point it would be a +3 instead of a +5, so I guess. And then he saw like this was about to die, but he was probably just like, "What the hell is going on, man? I can't get out my own base without getting shot." So he surrenders, and he's a good player. Like this rank, he's in the top 100. He plays a lot recently. He is a good player. It's just he plays different divs, so you know. I'd say he's better than a good 90% of the player base, frankly. So, next example. Right, next example. This is Hippie versus Patrician Rissima. You've definitely seen this guy around. He plays a lot. I'm on the bad side of Two Lakes Duel, but I'm airborne and he isn't. He does get forward deployed Fernspare, but the this is airborne forward deployed and it goes 120, so I get the advantage there. And that's new this patch, and it does help this div a lot. So dead straightforward. I'm not expecting him to rush this, so I'm only putting a couple units in, and I'm just going to rush this, and then I'm going to go for Anna. Like, look, I'm actually going straight for Anna. I figured these are airborne forward deployed. I can probably make it. I killed 2 ILTs there. This Fernspare survived, but I've just gained 40 points on him, right? Because, he's not going to be able to refund those, so that's, it's worth killing him. Two infantry CVs in cars every single time. 2 infantry CVs in cars every single time. And you'll notice there's a forward deployed AA here, right? And he can't get me. So he's sending a recon helo. Well, so the Fernspare, so because I've got just SMGs, even though they're not as good, I'm actually winning this fight. Like, but I'm not really sure what's going on there, frankly. I guess it's because his DMR can't shoot. The SPG-9s have run into some problems. So he is one of these people who opens with one of these. It is a strat, people do it. The idea is you can just immediately hit something with RT, and he's expecting me to turtle in here. He's right. So yeah, we're in here, because he's not contesting it. This I could have been a lot faster on, and with this as well. It's just paying attention to these units. Triple flamethrower. He's having a very, very bad time against the triple flamethrower and the AA guns, which have a minimum range of 250 meters, but apparently that's not 250 meters. Triple flamethrower moment. These are very expensive squads. He sends over the recon helo, and it immediately gets killed by this. These have mediocre stealth, which is why I bought them for here. And I had an ATGM, but that died here to this. This is a good spot, actually, for, I suppose. Anyway, this is nicer, but, I'm here. So then he spends a minute's income on a plane to kill, 80 points of units. And he misses. So these are less than half the price of this, right? And so you wouldn't expect him to win, really. I was a bit miffed that one didn't hit, but, it is, and that one. But they are low cohesion. Their accuracy is 25%, so I probably shouldn't have been surprised. He brings hand flam patron pioneers, which I was very surprised by, actually. These are so bad. But the first nuke, because he came in and just immediately fired, basically 12 of them at me, and I've got loads of squads now that I just can't use, such as this, because the cohesion goes low really fast, so I guess that's the idea. He should have a cheap supply, right behind him, and just immediately fill them back up, but they're really not very good. I'm not sure what the plan is here, Hippie. Just die, I guess. And look, it starts a fire. So these are actually really good against towed AA guns, because they have to move, and they move so slowly and take a huge amount of damage while they're doing it. The SPG-9s, they really don't do a lot against infantry, but they one-shot vehicles, light vehicles, if they hit them. It's relatively cheap. Coffin launcher, huge on this map, huge on this map. But this is the power of the close-range arty, although he hasn't kept the transport with it. And anyway, I'm like, okay, he's here, and he's had to buy a Leopard 2A3 to force me out of here, which is very funny. And, okay, so I'm going to attack over here now. So the honkers, because these guys came in honkers, I'll just send the honkers around the side. They've got a Dushka with special forces. They're very fast. And he has to run this away. Coffin. Gets that Pioneer Flam. I didn't know these were here, right? Coffin. Gets that Pioneer Flam. And he has to run this away. Coffin. Gets that Pioneer Flam. And he has to run this away. Coffin. Gets that Pioneer Flam. And he has to run this away. Coffin. Gets that Pioneer Flam. And he has to run this away. Coffin. Gets that Pioneer Flam. And he has to run this away. Coffin. Gets that Pioneer Flam. And he has to run this away. Coffin. Gets that Pioneer Flam. And he has to run this away. Coffin. Gets that Pioneer Flam. And he has to run this away. Coffin. Gets that Pioneer Flam. And he has to run this away. Coffin. Gets that Pioneer Flam. And he has to run this away. Coffin. Gets that Pioneer Flam. And he has to run this away. Coffin. Gets that Pioneer Flam. And he has to run this away. Coffin. Gets that Pioneer F And yeah, just sending in more infantry. He has to put people here. He now has to put people here. I've got a fighter up because heli deployed infantry. Realistically, there should have been a recon helo going first here, because there should be a guy here to shoot. He basically should have put a Zvillinger here. Like, he's not brought Zvillingers, which is really weird. Yeah, just get another hit there. Although it's probably me dunzoed. So yeah, we see this. I got a fire truck to cover these, and I can just immediately heli drop on points, and that's why the Commandosi come in the helicopter. I believe it's necessary. This is 2,000 supply, and you know, he can't pay attention to all the ATGMs. He sends. This is the one from before, right? He's not bought a new one because the reload time's only 90 seconds, but he just wasn't looking. Right, this was here. He was shooting that. He just didn't notice it. Well, it's a 10-second income time, so he was probably just looking here, doing this, and then what? Oh, I'm dead. so I do lose the fighter to the double. I should not have evac that way. Like, that was just really dumb of me. Every minute, a minute passes. Every 60 seconds, a minute passes in Africa, right? Isn't it? Anyway, did you know every 60 seconds in Africa, a minute passes? It's not that funny. I don't know why I said it so many times, but I believe that is the final one is how they say it in the meme. Anyway, rocket plane, 155 points, 16-second reload. Just come and help out, right? This guy doesn't lose a few HP as a result of that. Got the supply up here, right? Forcing him down. Now I'm on a +4. He's trying to sort this out, but I've got honkers here. You know, the Marder will kill the honker, but... So maybe I should have pulled it back a bit further, but, you know, I'm sort of slowing him down, I'm messing him up, he doesn't know what's going on here, although he's not reacting to it, so and, yeah, the Pioneer Flam I really don't think are very good. They're good against Tode air guns, but I'd just much rather have satchels. But you see they can suppress, but I'm resolute and 1 vet, so they're not actually that good at doing that. He is slowly pushing me out of here, which you'd expect, because he's the heavy armoured div, and I just put, like, 2 minutes income here. But, look, the coffins claim another victor. Oh, I did actually hit it! Interesting. Anyway, you know, we got Maryukas up here now. You can send those in quite quickly. I didn't realise I'd hit it, because I was like, man, I can't believe I missed. But yeah, you know, it's not really made for anti-armour. Triple flamethrower on the Fernsphere, but we gotta move because we're getting hit by RT. The Maryukas keep getting killed by things. And yeah, he's really trying to force the issue here, but I'm on a +5 now, which is a pretty big deal. This guy's really good as well. He's not, you know, as good as the previous guys, but he's still good. Plays a lot of games. And, you know, another coffin, another kill. At this point, I'm getting a little bit worried that there's, like, not much here. I bought 2 of these, and I'm trying to get in, just move all these over to the right, because I know the right's free, because I've got a guy here and a guy here, and there's nobody there. You know, put this in a good LOS position to use the AT launcher if it comes to that. The AT launcher is very bad, so, you know. But yeah, ATGMs, right? And I buy the Maryukas, try and use these on him. We do get... Oh, does that start? No, but it almost died. Rocket plane first. Notice, instead of targeting these incredibly juicy tanks, I'm going for the Roland 2s, right? Because I don't want to lose the plane. If I hadn't targeted the Roland 2s there, maybe I'd kill the tank and the planes would die. So I'm targeting the Roland 2s. So I could see them because of these, so I was like, oh, juicy, kill the AA, and then next time round we can kill the tanks. And that way I don't lose any planes. He's like mega death stacking me here. I'm not sure why he brings this unit. Trying to hit him, but the RPGs aren't very good, but we're getting side shots and stuff because, you know, that was a side shot. Still didn't kill him, but, you know, he's at 1 HP. So you see the idea, basically. You make your enemy panic, and then he's forced to make mistakes if he doesn't want to just lose on the tick. And, you know, I came in here, and now because if I was just on a +1 and we just sat here, yeah, I'd hold on to this for a couple more minutes because I'd have more guys there, but he would still eventually push me out because he's the heavier div. And so you have to use the mobility. You have to go everywhere. I should be doing it more. There should be a res, Malyutka guy coming down here and just going across like that, right? And just sitting there. Yeah, but now I'm trying to reinforce this, just dragging it out for as long as possible, right? The triple flamethrower, you wouldn't expect it to win against like 20 guys or whatever the hell that is, yeah. The whoops, I'm trying to kill that. I didn't realise this would kill it. But yeah, he, still not sorted that out. We missed, sadly. It could have been a side shot, but, you just put yourself in positions where... yeah, where you can maximise your chances of something happening. Fliegerfaust misses, which is not particularly surprising. The whips, yeah, there was still a guy there, but I just didn't hit him at all. Interesting. So just trying to prolong this. Honestly, I should have smoked this with both of those, and then this would have lived that much longer. Rocket plane comes in. I'm going for the Milan 2 because it costs 65 points. Although I probably should have gone for the Fliegerfausts because I don't want to lose my rocket plane. I think, honestly, I couldn't see them because they have exceptional stealth. And the Milan 2 only has good stealth. Move this into the building so I can get some juicy side shots and so on. This guy does have smoke, so we throw the smoke and then just sit around. Oh, he went back in that building. I jump into him. What the hell's wrong with me? Anyway, get some more hits here. He goes in on this. He doesn't kill it, which is quite surprising, but I mean, I'm shooting him with the RPGs anyway, so yeah. And then this goes down and then he surrenders. And you saw what was going on there, right? If we had just stayed here, I know I already said it, but repetition helps you learn. If we had just stayed here, we would have held on to it for 5 more minutes, and then he would have pushed us out and he would have pushed us into here. You do not play narrow with this div. You do your thing, right? Defend, and then go do something else over here. Go do something else over here. I should have done more. I should have sent another one round with some AA, should have done more. Anyways, I'll show you the KD and so on. So yeah, he surrendered, and the KD wasn't too different, right? You see his rank's just over 100, but he's had a lot of rank games this season. More than me, about 100 more than me. Next example. Right, next example. This is Hippie versus Captain Scout. I'm probably not going to do all 10 ranked games, or if I do, I'll do them very quickly, because some of these later ones are against players who aren't as good, and, but it's still good to learn. I don't know. I mean, do tell me, do you think... Because I'll just do them all this time, and you can just tell me, like, was this too many examples? Did it take the piss, I'm trying to give you ideas, right? But you can see that there is some repetition. So I figured he would go for the Delta opening, and therefore I can use this to get to places first. I get there... To be honest, if he'd sent this, it would have got there at the same time, because these are the same thing. Special Forces vehicle at 2 vet. So, yeah. He's got the Deltas, he buys a first tick Phantom, SPG 9s down every road. That is absolutely hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious. That is 115 points. What? That's 25 plus 15. Yeah. 115 points because he was trying to get around the side and I was trying to get around the side and he wasn't looking and I wasn't looking, and that means that I just stand there and shoot him because his vehicle is not as good, right? Obviously his infantry is good. So this, I saw that and I realised I was too late to get out. Hopefully I could kill him, and I guess what I should have done is gone closer because then he wouldn't have been able to shoot me. But rocket plane comes in. I don't know if this was a very bad idea, frankly. Because the Phantom's here, and then Phantom comes and kills me. So he's got mules and stuff, right? And for some reason, I guess I can't see him because he's in the trees, right? You see the blue slowly disappearing there. He's got more vet than me as well. He gets more availability on him, but they're not forward deployed. Everybody's missing. I do have... Is that because of cohesion or what? Yeah, you'd expect him to win that. I mean... So, CVs, right, doing the CV thing. I've pushed up in mid, I'm pushing up on this side this time. I've come around on the right, I've come around on the left, although that didn't work out, I could have done this idea. That would have been cool. We'll just speed it up a bit. So Commandozi, because I turned off auto cover. Oh, the deltas. Yeah. This thing's really good against infantry, as is the Honker Reese thing, Special Forces. It's because it's Special Forces, right? So for some reason, I don't understand this at all. There's a Meep Abrams there, and I don't. It's quite surprised by that, but you know, it worked out for him that time. So he's using the little birds to kind of canvass it. I thought this was there because he was planning to do a massive attack down here, so I put these here, and I get a fighter up to protect them. And I'm like, oh man, I got to stop that. He's firing his arty as soon as he buys it because it reloads while in the transport while moving. The reason I wanted to show you this game was, one, because of how difficult it is for me to kill his tanks to enunciate that point, and two, this coffin launcher, so useful here. Just got its first kill. Yeah, this Topaz Jod thing with the Strazalas is pretty decent. Killing Apaches as this div is quite hard with the ground-based stuff because the Hellfire outranges this by quite a lot. I send... because I didn't know if this guy was still alive or what, and so I sent the Gaz forwards first, and Gaz gets blown up, I unload this, and then I coffin launcher him. So, really nice piece of kit. This is very weak against that, even on the, you know, because it's front armor, but even on the side armor, it's just not very good AT, this one. That's the div. That's why I bring that dedicated AT team. So you see the... I'm trying to kill the Chinooks and stuff, but... the AA, it's good against helos that fly right over, but apart from that, it's not so great. My MiG-29 gets taken out by a Chaparral that was here, and I was like, what the hell's going on over here? He must be doing a big attack. There's a Chappie, there's a Meep, but he'd actually moved all this. It was just the Chaparral there. So he was expecting something there. The Aero 50s are not as good as the Aero 30s, in my opinion. It's coffin launcher time. I was trying to get this on a moving target, so I did miss. I should have just waited. So he's not moving now, is he? Anyway, you see the issue with the Apaches. He's got big arty on me. They're at 2 vet by default, which means that if he puts a CV next to them, they'll be at 3 vet, so he can fire a lot of power at me. You know, get hit once, run away. There was a guy there at the time. We know the CV's going behind this. This is when, so this was like the Pion example as well. Look, I bought a Pion. And you see it is useful in this kind of case because there's a heavy tank there. I need to kill it. I know where it is. But, you know, if instead of buying that, imagine if I just bought a bunch of ground stuff and just come and taken this. So then I coffin launcher it and it's still not dead. Because I just don't have stuff that kills things fast, right? So unless he makes a mistake, or I throw a plane at it on a one-way trip, you know, it's not going to work out. So yeah, basically this should have come all the way. I played this game before. I played the one against the Russian guy, Smile. Aside, I miss it, or I hit it and it doesn't die again. And, but, you know, it's out of the zone. You've just got to, like, don't overextend in your quest to kill things like this. It's more important that you just don't overextend. Somehow this thing doesn't die. I mean, okay. So, get in there. The triple flamethrower. It's flam time. I'm flamining. I'm missing a lot, apparently. Not sure what that was. Look, I'm coming over here now. The so-called gets taken out. I've got the AA healers, so don't worry, but he's got 2 eagles, so... And then I... like what, 4v2 him that were there or something like that. Most of my planes get out. I lost one of the AA once. There it goes. I was like, what is it? It didn't die. No, it died. I arty the Chappie, right? That's a nice kill. Coming in over here, so we're on a +4 now. Coming in over here. But yeah, the tank is back. And I am shooting the tank, and it's routing and stuff, but I'm not killing it. It's very funny. Look, I hit it again, it doesn't do anything. SPG-9 kills a Stinger in its transport. MiG-29 gets out. It's coffin time. Another one. Right, so useful, this thing. So useful. You know, this div, it's very, very hard to play. But if you can play it well, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Anyway, I'm still trying to kill this, and I'm still failing to kill it. I just can't kill these meeps. I just can't kill them. Look, so there you go. I side shot him, and he's still not dead. Because you know, if that was a Conquerors or something. Okay, so we get our first meep here, I think. But yeah, look at this. This guy, he just drives right into me, and I shoot him a bunch. We do kill that one, but we're just hosing him down, Still can't kill him. I'm not saying it should change, right? I think it makes sense. I'm just pointing out to you the reason why that double anti-tank team is in this division. He surrenders here, but you saw that, right? That's why you need the double anti-tank team. Because if you come up against somebody, and look, he got a higher KD than me. This is the first example we've had where they've had a higher KD than me, I think, or a significantly higher anyway. Rank 209. But yeah, you saw the issue. Like this thing, okay, you know, it almost paid for itself, and obviously if it got another 20 minutes, it definitely would have. But you saw the issue. You saw the issue with the tanks, and that's why that double AT team is in there. You need that for that kind of situation, and you know, that's why that's in there, and that's why this example was here. Okay, so this one and the next one I'll cover very quickly, and it's basically just it's talking about this thing and why you should always be bringing this thing, because there are so many people, and you know, this guy's got a lot of games, and they're just like, I'm gonna heli rush Polish corpus, and okay, the ZUs just kill everything. And there's another example after this where somebody does it. You know, he's got this triple thing back here that's quite popular. SPG9s around the side, kill the CV all the way around the side. Send these ZUs with them as well. Sadly, that dies to a lofted Hellfire thing. It looks cool when it works, right? So yeah, that was my bad, right? Then this scares him off, but yeah, he got me there. Anyway, over here. So yeah, I lose my CV. The helicopters, there are many helicopters. It's not a problem. I just buy more of these. He really likes his helicopters this game. This is a big helicopter game. Anyway, you know, PKM teams, they're opening with the ROSB thing. Fighters up all the time. PKM teams, ROSB. More PKMs, more ROSB. And yeah, whenever you're fighting in the forest, just get one of these. There was a CV there, 11-man squad, and a Delta Force there. That's sort of what I wanted to show you. That was kind of the whole point of this replay, the main point, and I just missed it. But you get the idea. The AA helos are great against these little birds and stuff. Obviously they're going to lose to an Apache ATAS. Okay, it costs more than twice as much. He really likes his helos, and you see we're fine against helos. Because what you do is you just abuse the LOS. Obviously, if you're in a big like over here, he beat me, right? Because he has a big open field here, and I can't hide anywhere. But yeah, he's very helo-pilled. This guy really likes his helicopters, and yeah, like even the 50 cals and stuff, just helicopter be gone. I just don't understand how he fits all these in his deck. It's like, what the hell is going on here? How does he have so many helicopters? He gets like double bombers up, and you know, the fighters kill one and send out another fighter. Rocket planes, right? So this is the other thing you're worried about, helos. These rocket planes can function as anti-helo because it's got a nice gun and it's got these. You can send them in duplicate if you're worried, or you can buy the MiG-29 AA2. These rocket planes are so versatile, so versatile, and they're 3 per card. You know, this thing, the Topaz Jaw, like, look at this, it's an absolute bloodbath. So then he comes in here, and then he's got more helicopters, very helicopter pilled. I mean, it is the helo div, right? And so yeah, you'll notice, right, use the transport, turn off the auto sell. Whenever I get in these guys with the helo transports, I never sell the transport. Because what's the point? Right? You can have 40 points, or you can use it to scout for this, so it can kill stuff. Right? You can use it to scout a flat. Oh, there's nobody down here, right? The amount of information you can get, and if it gets to 1 HP, okay, then you can sell it, and you'll get the full price back. It's not Broken Arrow. So yeah, that was the purpose of that example. And now I will share with you the next example. Right, next example, we're against 6Y, very meta division, and it's just kind of a pseudo repeat of the last one. Obviously, a couple of things go differently. 6Y, infamous for these heli openers, but he's against an airborne division, and he's rushing me with his heavy late game division. And you know, this guy's got a lot of games, and you saw the other guy did it. Everybody's doing it. Like Integer did it. Koch did it. Stylebrecher did it, although he was on a medium div, and he did play it a little bit slow, but not slow enough, basically. They'll just run into you, and you just make sure you kill them. So he just flies a CV in right here. Well, I've got forward deployed AA. Sadly, I messed it up because of the buildings. I couldn't get it quite right, whereas if I'd unloaded it properly, it never would have landed. Over here, kind of a similar situation, but we kill the adders, right? He's helo rushing me with, and I'm an airborne div. SPG 9's down every road, right? He's moving, so he has like 5%, 7% accuracy there, because he was just moving instead of stopping and shooting. AT guns are an interesting choice. Spec Scrupper, really difficult to deal with this squad actually, but we've got the Beretti guys, we've got the triple flamethrowers. You know, he's playing way too aggressively. Way too aggressively. And wow, he's on a +2. Everybody's dead, mate. So over here, perfect example of the coffin launcher and heli reinforcements, because I can see everything, right? Because we're fighting each other. I don't see any AA. I'm like, okay, I can just drop this guy in quickly. And yeah, look, I'm just chewing him up, right? I can shoot him with the honkers, got this, got that, killed this thing. SPG, like, you'll notice, because I know, like, nobody goes down these roads. So that's where I'm going. Sadly, this wasn't quite with it, which is my bad. He's coming in for this. You might get the so-called, but the guy's going to land in time. I'm about to get a massive cash injection. CV's coming, right? Honker Reese I've sent just to go that way, but he's found a target there. I bought this to kill the MiG-21. I'm not really sure if that was a good idea or not, because it doesn't kill it, and then I have to run because I'm worried that this thing is going to kill me, which I guess I shouldn't have been, really. I should win that fight. I cost twice as much. More or less. Anyway, so, you know, we're shooting away at him here. The coffin launcher comes in. He's just going to circle this for the rest of the game. I mean, he could have right-clicked this and got himself 40 points there. Look, it's wounded, so I'm selling it. Right. Yeah, so I was waiting until I get time to buy something, but honestly, I was quite happy to just let him do this. Yeah, I remember now. I knew this was here because I kind of saw it, right? And then when you're playing here, you can kind of hear it as well. So when your camera's here, you can kind of hear the fighter as it circles around. And I was just like, well, okay, you can do that. I don't need a bomber. I'm winning. I don't need a bomber for. So, and then he flies right over me, so obviously I can see it, right? And yeah, wow, I can't buy a helo. So I need a helo for. Everybody's dead. So now I attack down this road, and you'll notice like this is a road. You know, this tends not to happen. So eventually, I get enough money to buy a MiG-29, and I hit him in the back, and then I buy another one. Which honestly, I shouldn't be buying these, but you see, you know, sometimes they get lucky, right? But yeah, I should have kept the previous one in a 2v1 in there. So he's lucky that I had a skill issue basically. And so, you know, he's coming in, and I'm coming in. I sent this ahead, so I know this road is free, right? That's very important. I'm not losing anybody. He's just buying more and more helos for no good reason. Tries to buy some more planes as well, just double, triple down on this idea that he can rush a airborne forward deployed division. Just like if he just played a lot slower, I think it would have gone a lot better for him. But, you know, hopefully you've learned something from my perspective. Like, look, now I'm attacking down here. I attack down here. Send the empty transports first, that's important. These honker Reeses, look, you can't land next to them. Look at that. You can't land next to it, it's special forces. Can't park there, mate. Can't park there, mate. That must have been what he meant. He said something like best AA truck. He must have meant that. I didn't notice that the first time. Because yeah, look, it killed everything. But you know, you try and land in front of a honker Reese, it doesn't work. So next example. Right, so in this example, I'm against this Star guy again, and he's playing 101st Airborne again. There was something specific I wanted to cover here. Like I said, if you think it's too many examples, do let me know. There'll be one more 1v1 example after this, because I just figure I might as well just throw all the games that I played in, and see if, you know, see how you guys react to it. And then, you know, if you're like, this is too many examples, then like a game like this, I might just not include... and then I'll show you the 10v10 one, because that is something different. And, you know, I know this is mainly a 1v1 guide, but 10v10 is Warno's most popular mode, so So anyway, so he does basically somewhat similar with the helicopters, but this is the second game we played against each other, and he did significantly less with the helis this time because he was like, okay, well that clearly didn't work. From the last one, where he still had a couple helos and we got some kills there. The Blackhawks don't cost as much as they used to. Anyway, he's using this one to scout, and you see that I was trying for like a wide flank here. The issue is this is 2,800 meters, and these are not. And yeah, and this goes at 90, and this goes at 100, so they all died. And you know the AA guns end up staying there because I'm not sure what's going on there. Can I not shoot that? Okay, I get it. Anyway, the reason I wanted to show you this was the coffin launchers. Coffin launchers so useful in both of these towns. So I coffined him, I killed somebody. So the thing I wanted to show you, I missed. And I coffined him here, I killed somebody. And then, you know, I'll just speed it up, right? And it's just, yeah, sure, okay, you want to have a town fight against me? Right, be my guest. Every minute you're going to lose one of your units. As well as the whole rest of the fight. Have fun losing a unit every minute. And I just buy all three. You'll see it in the 10v10 as well. In this game, I only had 2 cards of supply, and I just ran out of supply straight away. So I thought that was going for this. I could have killed that, but anyway, I got a Delta Force or something. The ZUs are still taking it, so I keep missing them. That was another coffin. We got the CV. You know, move forwards, spot a guy, coffin time. Move forwards, spot a guy, coffin time. I do believe this guy gets out. You know, this is a nice big squad for spotting for the coffins. He's got some good flanking attacks in. Like, he's by no means a bad player. It's just I play this game a lot, and like certainly in this kind of scenario, like I'd say 101st Airborne is one of the hardest divs in the game to play well. Because using helis in this game is really hard. Anyway, you know, we got the whips in to just also blow him up. This was one of the earlier games I played, so I only had 2 cards of supply, and this is when I realised, okay, I need to have 3 cards. But there you go, another minute passes and another kill is gained, and we just keep doing this in both towns. Whenever there's a town or a forest fight, bring this, another one, another one, another one. You know, there's my triple flamethrower. It's pretty good, right? You know, get a kill, get another kill, get another kill. It's like... It's like an inevitability. I keep coming down here and just feeding, basically. I wasn't taking this game too seriously. But, there goes the CV. I wasn't taking this game like that. Actually hit, but it didn't die. That's bailed out apparently. You notice these, you know, getting good recon into good places is good. You do struggle against the helis in this div. The ASU is nice on the defense because of the mediocre stealth. The whoops claim another one, right? We coffined everybody in here. There's still people here, but I can't see them. The so-calls end up going down to the Phantom, but I killed one, so it was worth it. And there goes the second one. I'm just dropping helis on him. I don't have to do that. I can play it slower, but another coffin, 2 more kills. You know, I should have had some Strellas in here because, I mean, I just lost all my guys. I should have sent that there because there might have been AA here, but I mean, bro, this game's over. So, some more coffins, right? He's trying to stop me. I've taken both towns. I'm on a +2. The Meeps we do struggle against. He brings them at no vet, which is a big mistake. So yeah, just keep on keeping on. He's trying to get CVs back in. I actually ran out of supply at this point. And that's why you need 3 cards of supply. So that's the big moral of this story that wasn't covered anywhere else. But yeah, you saw, you know, the aggressive opener, trying to maintain air superiority, using the coffins. But yeah, the main thing is you need 3 cards of supply because you run out of supply. And you see the 2-to-1 KD there. Next example. Right, so in this example, this final 1v1 example, then it'll be the 10v10 and then it'll be the summary. We have Lolbot playing as Sweden. I mean, he is Sweden. He's playing as MBAD, right? And basically, MBAD, some things better, some things worse. He doesn't get anything above 3 armor, whereas I do. I get better arty than him. I also get better planes than him because he gets the Buccaneers, and it's like, well, you know, my SU-22s are just better, really. But he gets better AT, so he gets like, so he can one-shot my. He can't one-shot my T-55, so he doesn't get TOW-2s, I think. Anyway, he gets Milan 2s, right, and infantry with 20 AP. and the VADS beats the ZU, but it's more expensive. Here we're all on auto attack, which means he's just shooting the front unit, whereas he should be shooting the SPG-9 because that's the one that can actually kill him. But I was also on auto attack. It's just my composition. Obviously, I'd spent a lot more points on it. SPG-9s down this road got behind here, cut the reinforcements here, cut the reinforcements here, attacking on all vectors. I shouldn't have been pushing in mid into these VADs. I bought this rocket plane because MBAD AA is bad. Like, his planes are worse than mine. And his fighters don't have long range. His ground-based AA is a little better because he gets the... I think... Does he get the Dark Fire? Or is that 4th UK? It might be both. Yeah, I think his ground-based AA is better because I get Strelos. But his air AA is worse, because he doesn't get long-range AA on the air. I think he gets the Dark Fire, it might be 4th UK. Anyway, it was dumb of me to push here, that was very silly. These guys have 4 machine guns, they're going to clean me up even if the VADs aren't shooting, but they are. But yeah, I'm just pushing the sides, right? You can't be everywhere. He does sneak a scimitar around, which, good for him, that's what he should be doing as an airborne div, right? That's the whole point, so good for him. Obviously, when it happened, I was a bit mad, but it's the right thing to do. Anyway, Pathfinder's getting overwhelmed, you know, just crapping out all these guys. Okay, I need rapid reinforcements. Here come some Commandozi in helicopters. You'll notice I'm basically just bringing these every game. You'll notice how similar I play in every game. Sometimes the opener's different, right? Okay, so I was against Canada, so I bought 2 planes because I thought he was going to plane spam me, but generally... the idea, the template is the same. Rush him, then go around the sides. Or rush him while going around the sides. You gotta have really good micro. Use air to snipe outstanding targets. If you're gonna use air against the blob, make sure you have seed and you're trying to kill the AA and stuff. He does send this past me, this just wasn't in the right place, I didn't see that. This should have been sold like that, so it dies for no reason. But I've taken this, I've taken this, I've taken this. He's got mid, he's going for Fedor. This guy was coming for Gregory. But yeah, he's got mid. Anyway, he comes round, I hit him with the SPG-9, or I miss him with the SPG-9, I suppose. It does miss a lot. It's only got 40% accuracy, less even, so it's usually not going to hit them. Just keep that in your head, and then you won't get so upset. Anyway, he got in here. This I sold because I'm dumb. My bad. And yeah, you see, you know, we've got a round him here. This would be better if it was but look, I mean, we almost killed him there. We do die for it, and we did not succeed, but that's 40 points. So do you think Commandozi here, he kind of messes up the micro here, like he just kind of drives into this with a lot of things, and he just kills everything, because I'm in a building and he's not, and sure, you're commandos, well, I'm special forces, and I'm in a building and you're not. And it's a better squad anyway, right? Costs more machine guns, etc. Anyway, I don't know, he's making some mistakes here, but your opponent will make a lot of mistakes, and so will you. So this scimitar came round, and he got something, but you know, landed this, and the gun killed him, and also that transport I didn't sell, so it looks like I'm a good player after all, and I used it to try and scout him. Then I was using this for the SIGINT to try and find things. Wow, SIGINT, so useful. Unless there's special forces in there, in which case I can't find it. And so I'll think it's clear even though it's not. And he does get special forces on his div. There's some. But yeah, we've sorted this out. If you take this, on this map it's very, very hard for blue to get back in because it's just a big open field here, so that's not great. And yeah, I'm using, I believe this is just the one from before. It reloads every 16 seconds. He gets a lot of, like, kind of trash spam. Weasels and scimitars and scorpions and etc, etc. So I'm using the planes because there's no AA, because the rocket plane didn't get shot, so whatever, might as well use some planes on it. I'm just killing all his stuff. No sweat. This guy does end up going down. I could have smoked and, you know, bought a little bit more time. My bad. The rocket planes, they come up every 16 seconds, man. Unless the fuel, right? So typically, I'd quote half a minute, basically, if it doesn't get shot. That's been shot, so that'll be back in about 3 minutes. I am losing helos to the LMLs. They're pretty nice against helos, so you can't use too many helos against this division. At least, you know, don't fly near the LMLs. But I see that and I'm like, high priority target, so I sniped that. I didn't care if I died for it because it's a CV, and to be honest, that was a bad idea, but oh no, I was like, it's just an LML, my chances of dying are quite low. I didn't know about these two, and I did make it out, so... So yeah, he's doing this, and you'll notice, like, look, as an airborne div, you gotta pay attention to, like, I can attack from the side, right? I don't have to just keep running CVs down here. I came in up here and around from the side, and yes, I died. But, you know, I didn't. If I played even better, that wouldn't have happened either. So, and this is now neutralized, right? And that was my one loss in a long time. So that's the idea. You have to have very, very high micro and attention and you know, caffeine intake. I'm focusing the AA. You saw that cluster on the AA. You got to have your wits about you if you're playing an airborne div. If you just kind of get there first and just sit there, you will lose because the enemy can push you out. But yeah, you know, he's getting these like buccaneers and stuff, and you'll notice, look, cluster plane using it as a fighter, right? I evac'd it before it even dropped its bombs, which is pretty funny. But I was worried that because the minute was about to pass, he would buy a fighter and shoot me in the back, so I just immediately evac'd, but could have gone over there. But you see, 2-1 KD, right? This guy's a bit worse. Anyways, last thing will be the 10v10, and then the summary, which I guess will be the proper last thing. So as you can see, my one defeat was the 10v10. I played this game 10 divisions in ranked, 10 times in ranked or whatever, and I just didn't lose. So it's if you play well and you focus and you've got good micro, you can really get a lot of value out of the division. It's got a very high skill ceiling because of the smoke lobbers and everything, and the airplay and you know, sneaking around the sides. It's got a very high skill ceiling. But if you're a sort of regular Joe, and you're not willing to spend 3,000 hours playing a obscure French strategy game, then here's the 10v10 example. If you wish this wasn't here, do let me know. Don't want the 10v10 example. This is a waste of my time. Do let me know, and then it won't happen again. But basically, sometimes you're going to be in a 10v10. It's Warno's most popular mode, so in terms of number of players, right? Where am I? There I am. So this is me in red, and I'm not very good in big open field, so whenever you play in this div, you have to go for the town. You can just use the same deck. I didn't bother changing the deck. You can change it to add a fob, basically, I think. Anyway, I'm going to fight for the town. I wasn't aware that... so I'll keep it on my perspective, just so you know which units are mine and which are my teammates. So this is a spawn, and... like, sure, I get there first, but they had a lot. Like, there's 3 guys rushing this, and I'm the only one. So, I mean, I suppose there's a second guy here, but he's already given up on it. So I don't know if the enemy is supposed to get there first. I get the impression that they are, and we're supposed to get here first, or maybe that's the other way around. I don't know. Anyway, we get there, and there's just too much. There's too much there. There's too much there. So we switch to Plan B, which is. Like, you just gotta cut your losses, man. Don't be one of these guys who's like, and it's so common, and I've made the mistake as well. I'm like, I gotta do the thing, and, you know, sort of lacking mental agility, you could say. This guy, I wasn't really sure where to put him, frankly. I don't think I could have hit him anywhere. Maybe I should have run into this forest, but he's dead, man. So, you know, you switch it up. Okay, this isn't gonna work. Time for Plan B, which was to slowly grind in here over the course of the game and, you know, hope. Because obviously, like, the game, in a 10v10, the game really isn't up to you. You'll get people, and, you know, no shade, right? But, like, this guy, for example, is just not helping. This guy is not helping. And they do end up, like, this guy kind of gets it, right? He's actually deployed here. But you'll get a lot of that, and if you let it get to you, guys, look, he's just unloaded them all, and they're just going to sit there. He does eventually move up. He kind of clocks eventually, but basically, if you're going into 10v10 expecting epic plays, that's not where you're going to find it. You basically just have to focus on your own game, and if you win, you win, and if you don't win, you don't win, right? You'll get a lot of guys like this who they're just like the middle of the map's here, and they'll just unload that. And you know, the guy's probably only got about 10 games of Warno, and he probably has a life, he probably goes outside and stuff, so, you know, I don't... You can't get mad at them, right? It's your choice if you want to play 10v10. So, your plan for 10v10 is just to chill out, have fun, do what you want. Don't take it too seriously, I don't think anybody else is. But me, I had a plan here, and it was just try and get into this over the course of the game. And the first thing I have to do is kill my opponents as they run into me. And you've got, you know, 3 players worth of artillery shooting you, or whatever. Lots of bombers coming in, and it's hard in that situation. But what you can do is buy all 3 coffin launchers, and you know, massive damage there, right? They're not fully dead, but and you just try and grind the enemy down, and you do push, but you do it in such a way that you don't lose guys. So, you know, I do have this Puster guy here, and eventually these lot actually do move up. They're just walking, but they do eventually okay, I should probably get into the fight, do you know what I mean? so they do eventually show up, but for now it's me against two of us against 2 of them, but then there's more, whatever. Anyway, I'm against a lot of guys, so I gotta play it safe, right? And just try not to lose too many people. But the coffin launchers are great, because once every minute I can hypothetically get 3 kills with 3 coffin launchers. So I just immediately, I'm like, okay, I couldn't get in there, and now I gotta fight up this big hill, and this is the only way up I can get, because I can't get up here, and I can't use my helos because there's a bunch of AA in here, so as soon as I put a helo there, it'll die. So, and, you know, if you don't believe me... right. So, and yeah, you just gotta accept that this is your life. You're gonna get hit by some arty, you know, just a little bit. I mean, what the fuck? Most of these are from one guy, actually. Are these coming my way as well? They are. Okay, just a bit. I suppose, well, yeah, this is going on Crow Warrior, so we can get rid of those 2. But you see my point. I'm starting to lose my voice because I've been talking for so long. But, you know, this is the last example, and then I'll cover the summary. But if you've watched all the examples, I do appreciate it. Do let me know, you know, do you think that... Like, so the game against, like, Sabo, where he just heli rushed me and died immediately, are you glad that was in there? Or is it like, well, that's a waste of my time, you know? I tried to fast forward through it so you could just sort of get the general point and see what happened, and, you know... Because it's also... A lot of it is about, well, when do you take your chances? Anyway, so, you know, we're back to my perspective. All I know is that there's an endless horde of people just coming out of this, and there's loads of AA up there, so I can't drop helos there. And so, MMG teams in the houses, but I gotta move them constantly because there's a guerrillian artillery on me. And, you know, cycle your guys, like... Because the advantage is, like, in a 1v1, I'd be playing on an area about this big, maybe? And so I'd have to look over here, and then I'd be looking over here, and then I'd be looking over here. In 10v10, well, here I am. I put people here just because there was no teammate here, and if these guys get down here, well then, you know, basically if these guys can link up with these guys, well then we're fucked. So that's why I was pushing this. If it was just me, then obviously all my guys would just be here. But you know, I do try and help the team where I can. But you'll notice I got my 3 coffin launchers, and honestly, I don't think I lost any of them. I might have lost 1, and it's just a case of cycle your infantry. I'm going to play this on like 5 times speed because yeah, shoot, move, and that's it, because they're constantly trying to hit me with artillery because they know that these are effective. That like, it's this guy's artillery, this one dude guy. He's the guy with a lot of the artillery back there, and he doesn't like the fact that I'm killing all his no-vet units. So you know, shoot, move. I also bought Pions with a CV, right, because you get Pions. Like, this div's actually pretty good in 10v10. It's one of the better ones, because you've got heavy arty, and so you can fight in a town with the coffin launchers, and you've got heavy arty to back yourself up, whereas a lot of divs don't really have that. Like, great infantry and heavy arty. and coffin launchers and T-55As, which are nice in towns. So really good 10v10 div, because you can just hyper specialize in this kind of area. If you play in the open, obviously you're going to get absolutely cremated because your ATGMs are crap. But here, you know, you can just constantly see the. I'm sorry about the voices, but that is kind of annoying. I don't know if you can hear me. Can I deal with that? Maybe audio. Unit voices volume off. There we go, that should fix it. So, yeah. Shoot, move up, shoot, move up. You notice I'm targeting, you know, AA. Nice target. It's expensive, and I killed one, and I was queued up on the other one. I think I ran out of ammo. And the coffin launcher, shoot, move, shoot, move, shoot, move, shoot, move. This, I just coffin launched up there and killed that. There's people buying planes. I don't recommend it, man. There's always so much AA over here. And we're just slowly moving up, slowly moving up. I mean, I know that we're on a +2 and it's like, oh, we're going to lose. Well, I mean, it's not really up to me. I'm 1/20th of this game. So, and everybody else is just doing their thing and I'm just going to do my thing. I'm not, you know, obviously I'm going to try and win, but I'm not going to, like, YOLO in there because, for starters, it's not going to work because there's so many of them. Yeah, it's like 4 guys here, and we have 2, I suppose. Yeah, me and the Silence Talk fella, I suppose. Not sure what happened to the, you know, those guys who were back here? There were 2 guys who were back here who eventually moved up, and I guess they moved up and all their guys died, and then they went to go fight somewhere else, basically, because I don't see them anymore. This is one of them, actually. Oh, so he is coming in. But yeah, like I said, just focus on what you're doing, and if people want to help, they can help. You can ask them to help, but don't expect them to, because... Anyway, this is what I really wanted to show off. So, the smoke launchers, right? They have no time to react, and you can very, very, very rapidly just smoke a massive area and get things done. Right, so I need to get up here, nice big open field, helis up there, massive cliff up here with firing positions. How the hell do I get in? This is the only way. And this is the only div that can do this in the whole game. This is the only div that can do this. There's no RM70 smoke, there's just this thing, so brrr. And then I have to move all of them because they're all going to get counter-batteried, right? And you do start seeing all this explosion in a second. And sadly, I don't have the forces to capitalize on it because of the. I've been taking too much attrition, so I should have waited a bit more before doing that. But look, now I can see the artillery, and it's like, well, I might as well just shoot those. So shoot, move, shoot, move. That's what that is. Queued up orders. Trying to get in there, but look at the amount of crap I'm being hit with, man. It's ridiculous. And then, you know, these guys, they kind of start panicking, and they're like, oh crap, what the hell was that? Now we need to put people in, so more crap comes down the road, more artillery. So yeah, it's kind of hard to build up in this situation, but this time I switched to HE because there were a bunch of guys there. So, and I don't really have the infantry to push up with the smoke because I took too many losses, so I was like, okay, this one can be HE and then I'll smoke it. I am struggling a bit with the micro, but you'll note that I think all 3 of my T-55 ASs are still alive. Yes, they are. Trying to move up. We've got some AA. Like my teammate is here. He did a lot of work actually, this Silent Sword guy, and this Puster guy I think helped out quite a bit as well. Obviously everybody's doing their part. And so yeah, like, you get this, like, what the hell is this, man? This guy just came back from holiday and he's like, I'm now gonna buy 6 Novet M1A1s and just walk 7. There were probably more and I killed them. So he's coming in, you know what I mean? And so this guy, wow, that was definitely worth it. At the time, I was like, oh, he's wasting his time with those planes. He got like 6 Abrams there, 6 M1A1 Abrams. So yeah, I'm HEing them again, trying to get up there. But obviously, if they literally just World War I rush me, then that's Not going to go so well. Somebody's got a napalm grad helping out. This does have a lining problem, so it can't actually shoot up there. More HE. But like, I mean, they're literally just throwing guys in to die because elsewhere on the map they're winning, basically. So I suppose like this point and this point they own. And everything else, I guess, is even Stevens in terms of points on the map. So yeah, you know, could I have done better? I did try my best. Like I really did try to win, but I was, you know, obviously I'm not just going to YOLO in there and lose everybody and still not win. That doesn't make much sense. So this time I brought the double AT troops because they're going to sit in the smoke, right, and then they can shoot vehicles in the smoke. More ATGMs with the double SPG9s as well, because they really help. Just, I need rounds downrange. This is ridiculous, the amount of crap they brought. It's just stupid. So, you know, just keep everybody shooting. I'm struggling to get the T55 ASs shooting every single time, because I can't actually see a lot of what's going on here. And they, you know, they can put a sniper team up here and just get, like, really nice vision, and they can't really do that. And, picked up some helicopters, so I send up the Topaz Jords, they deal with those pretty quickly. I don't know if you can even hear me, this is deafening me. It's, there's a lot of RT, and then here we go again, right? So, just trying to get away from the sounds of the impacts. So, we're in, right? And then, so I do actually get in. But by the time, you know, it's basically over, right? I did my best, you know. Like I said, I'm only 1/20th of the game, so I wouldn't care too much about it. But yeah, we got in, we achieved our game objective. That's kind of the best way to play, just have your own little objective. And yeah, we got in with the smoke and everything. Very high micro, because I have to constantly move everything, so it's getting arty. And then I bought 2 seed on a cluster to try and kill this massive CEV blob that I just... What the hell are these purchases, man? And somebody else basically beat me to it. So I sent the seed out, and I couldn't figure out where their CV was. But in the meantime, they'd managed to take this, and none of these guys had a CV, and my CVs are up here, so I guess I could have sent this one. I did buy one in from spawn and send it in, but yeah, I could have sent this one. And then it would have been a +1, and we would have had a bit more time, but... Yeah, like, we did make it, because now they can't spawn guys here if it's contested, so that's a big deal, because now they're not getting any reinforcements. And, you know, we're getting big kills here. Still trying to find that CV. It turns out it was, like, here. It was there, where that little icon is. The centre of the LOS tool. So, you know, we got the most kills in the game. And there you go, right? We got the most kills in the game. So, I did what I could. And yeah, the Pions and stuff, and the T55 AS is getting most of the kills, right? Another Pion, lots of artillery there. People just don't bother moving them. The Whoops all paid for themselves, more or less. So I hope that gives you some insight. Now we'll do the summary. So I've given you 11 examples. If you thought that was like basically everything here you've seen. I won every 1v1 game I played of it. I'm not just going to keep playing it till I lose. I thought 10 ranked games is enough. And what can I say? It's a really, really fun division, but it's so hard to play. Because there are certain things like you just can't do. There are certain things like you have just massive holes in your deck that just can't be filled. So we'll cover the strengths first. Strengths, super fun. It's the heaviest airborne div, right? If you think 82nd doesn't get Pions and T55s, right? Neither does MBAD or anything like that. Like, you have Pions and T55s. It's the heaviest airborne deck, at least so far. And you don't have to pay forward deployment tax on all your units, because only some of them are actually forward deployed. So like these Nevsky Beretti guys, if they were forward deployed, you'd be paying for that all game, right? And same with like this Topaz SPG9 thing, and the sappers with the flamethrowers, and obviously a lot of it is forward deployed, but you know, a lot of it isn't, so you don't have to pay for these things for the whole game. And that does help you. The weaknesses are your ATGMs are terrible. You cannot even sideshot a Leopard 1. Right? nothing on the ground apart from the heli stuff and obviously the planes. Nothing on the ground is gonna one shot side shot a Leopard 1, which is a light tank, right? It's a light tank. Um, so it's the lightest of the medium tanks, I suppose you could say. So that's a big flaw. And you know your armor is not that amazing. Like these aren't. The T-55A is nice. This thing, it's okay. It's not amazing. It's not perfect. It's good for the price. But basically, what I'm trying to get at is if you're trying to attack over an open field, you're gonna have a really tough time. So you need amazing micro because you need to be sneaking around the sides, you know, knowing where you're strong, knowing where you're weak, microing constantly a very large number of relatively light units. It's not as bad as MBAD, right, where all your units are super light, right? This is like 2.5 times the cost of, you know, Parascimitar or Parascorpion or whatever. But you still have a lot of units to micro. You've got to do it very well. And if you just try and play Warno the traditional way, I get there, I kind of sit there, we a trip back and forth, bit of back and forth, just playing in one lane, which is frankly what like 90% of the player base does. That's what the vast majority of people do. Like you saw that 10v10, you pick your lane and you just I go forwards, I go backwards, I go forwards, I go backwards. If you play like that, you're gonna get evaporated because the enemy's just gonna blob into you and just kill all your guys. So you gotta play wide, you gotta throw stuff around. And you gotta use smoke. You have to be using this thing. If you're not using it, you're just losing like half of the division's potential, like a huge amount of the division's potential. And you don't have long range AA, right? No Cubs, no Ihawks, not even a Strela 10M. Your AA sitch is pretty bad, actually. Against stuff like Apaches, you saw how much I was struggling. So that's the deck. There will not be a deck code. You should copy it in yourself because it'll help you learn. I've explained what every single unit does. I've given you 11 examples of me using every single unit in this deck I bought multiple times. Apart from maybe, like, it was rare that I had 2 Pions. I think I only did that once. And, like, these guys I didn't buy too much because I would use the Honkers first, but I did buy them. And the helos, there was one of the helos, the one with the smaller missiles, which costs more, which I only brought a couple times. But everything else I was bringing basically every game, everything. If you enjoyed this, please do like the video. And, you know, give me some feedback. Fill out that poll. That's the main thing. In the description, there'll be a poll to this thing. And it's literally just which division should I make a guide on next. And you just, you know, pick whichever one you want. And I'll just kind of skim off the top. So, First Armoured's currently winning. By the time you're seeing this, it might not be. And then, you know, then I'll do the second one and the third one. Not necessarily in order, right? You know, sometimes I'll just do what I feel like. But there's 55 divisions in this game, and this is my third guide. And there'll be more by the time I get through them all. So, I'm overstaying my welcome. Have a lovely day.